man. I can't wait for this. Thank you for doing this with me, man. So, thank you for allowing me to do this with you. That's what I should be saying.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So let me just check before we get the stream started, guys. We are live. I'm not sure if there's anybody in chat, but we are live, and we're just waiting to see if the YouTube links are ready to be sent to everybody. We want these guys in Africa to get into the chat room, get hyped for the matches. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We haven't got 3, which is normally the case. Tonight we've got 4 action-packed matches for you guys tonight. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to steal my own thunder just yet. I've got Lebo in chat with me, King of the North, the legend himself. How are you doing?
Man, I'm pumped, Charlie. I'm excited. Thank you for having me on this platform once again. It's always an honor to share the mic with you. And just like you said, Charlie, we don't just have 3 matches there. You can count them. We've got 4 big matches, and I can grant you they're all fire. They're all hype. So you know what? I'm ready to get this thing going.
Well, we've got Rodney K, we've got Brian Luke, we've got Eddie X100, we've got Keenan, we've got Gilbert already in chat. There's 6 people in chat already, waiting patiently to see what tonight has in store. So guys, without further ado, let me just put it up on the screen to give you an indication as to the hype that you are going to be experiencing tonight. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We've got 4 matches for you guys tonight. A slight change in the format, but I don't think it's not going to do harm to anybody. There's going to be 4 matches for you guys tonight. So, as you can see up on the screen now, that match number 1, we've got on screen Siobi versus Careless Winner. We have had a little bit of an issue with Careless Winner's availability. So, we've already, because people are so excited to take part in FGC Africa, we've already got the standby to take Careless Winner's place. So, we're going to have Siobi going up against Reservo 1-2. Am I right, Lebo?
Charlie, so we've got 2 new faces that's coming onto the scene today in terms of stream. You got Killer, you've got Siobi, who's hailing all the way from Kenya, and you've got Reservo, who's not too involved too much in our FGC Africa group, but he is in, you will find him in shades of KL, and he's a bit like Batman, so he's Bruce Wayne by day and Batman by night. But today, Charlie, he's going to be coming in the form of Reservo by day and Fujin by night.
Okay, so we're going to see a Fujin, which I think we had the honor of seeing when Z, the janitor, showed us his Fujin. So we might be seeing something a little bit different, a different way of playing the character, which is a character we don't see too often on Kombat Africa. So I'm quite hyped to see exactly what this Fujin is going to bring to the table here, Lebo. Followed by that, we're going
Charlie.
into our second
carry on,
match.
Charlie, carry on.
And guys, you are going to be happy to hear this. We've got Africa's very own, or FGC Africa's fan favorite, Parasurama, going up against Rashi 212, also in a first to 3. So that's going to be quite interesting because from what I've seen over the last couple of streams, Lebo, Parasurama has been in the purple patch at the moment. He's winning Scorpion-only tournaments. He's coming to the finals. He's taking titles. He's just doing so much on Mortal Kombat 11. And I think he's in his purple patch. So Rashi 212 is going to have to bring his very best to stand any chance of going toe-to-toe against Parasurama. I'm not sure how you're seeing this match.
You know what, Charlie? You called it correctly. Parasurama has just been on a whooping train. He's just been, dishing out a family-sized can of whoop ass. There is nothing that can stop this man, whether he comes in the form of Scorpion, Liu Kang, or Keitana. Parasurama, the doctor, is here to perform surgical deaths on every single one of opponents that he does meet. Tonight, Russy's up against, what we would call an unstoppable force. He has to be that immovable object, and we're going to find out what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Well, they've got the best out of 5 matches, the first 1 to 3 to figure that out. So I don't know, I'm hyped for that one as well, because just before just after Parasurama and Russy 212 basically decide who is going to be the stronger of the 2, we've then got YouTube's very own Mr. Maker Smile, Mr. Andy Otam himself, going up against somebody that I think you know very well, Lebo, in LegendKiller. Tell me a bit about LegendKiller and tell me what we can expect from that particular match, knowing full well that Mr. Maker Smile is probably one of the strongest Kotal Khans in Africa. Let me know your thoughts on that particular match.
Charlie, like you said it, Mr. Make a Smile knows how to make only the ladies smile and not the gentlemen or the competitors in this match. So, you've got the number one Kotal Khan, but you've also got someone, like you rightly said right now, the Legend Killer. He is my training partner, he is my buddy, and he does know how to take out legends. He is the perfect Goliath and David and Goliath story. So we're going to find out if the Legend Killer's got enough stones to knock down the Goliath from the number one Kotal Khan in Africa tonight.
And then finally, we're not calling this the main event because this is just match number 4. But guys, we've got the Cetrion Extraordinaire in Panda Bear going up against the new kid on the block, the Metal State finalist, the Scourge of Steam FGC. And that is the man himself, Atrocity. I can't even put my finger to say who Atrocity means because I can guarantee you he plays about 90% of the cast. And not just 90% of the cast, but he plays each of those characters, making up that 90% at a really, really high level. So he's going up against Panda Bear. These guys do have some history. If I'm not mistaken, I think Atrocity took Panda Bear out in the Charlie Wolf launch tournament. And I think after that, I think there was another tournament or another encounter where Panda Bear got a little bit of a run back over Atrocity. So, you know what? Again, so difficult to call. First to 5, and it's going to be probably one of the matches that you're going to look at in absolute amazement and say, wow, I did not realize that Africa had this level of play in Mortal Kombat 11. And these two guys, both of them, without fail, are exactly that. Two guys who can represent Africa, who bring the highest possible level that players can bring to the African FGC. So, hype for that one as well, Lebo.
You know what? I'm pretty pumped as well. And I've watched Panda Bear evolve. I've seen his variations just, go from one level to another. Atrocity, again, he is just a monster. Whoever he picks has got the Midas touch with it. I know Jax is particularly one of his strongest players he's got, but you know what? Jax knows how to body whatever player comes through, and Panda Bear is gonna, he's not getting away, without a fight at all. So this is gonna be, Titan versus a god. Just gonna be, Cronus versus Zeus. Either way, I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty pumped. I actually don't know which way to bet this one because, like you called it, it's 1-1, and tonight might be the culmination of that finale to find out who's gonna take their first 2.
Well, guys, I think without further ado, Lebo, I'm ready. I know you're ready. So can we get this guys into the cart and get tonight's proceedings underway? I got a feeling it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Keenan or Panda Bear rather, just saying in chat that he actually took Atrocity out in that PS4 tournament. So sorry, guys, my facts are a bit jumbled. But be that as it may, we are going to see exactly on this particular evening who's going to come out stronger between these two titans in Mortal Kombat 11.
And you know what? I've already got one of the guys ready here. We've got, we've got Siobi, who's pumped. He's ready. I know that he's a Shokan main, Charlie. So, we might see that big ass hammer and those killer combos come through and those unstoppable armor breakers. And I think, again, Shao Kahn's got like 50 million of them. And we're going to get Reservo 12 is going to come in and obviously represent the Elder God in Fujin. Now, just to let you know as well, Charlie, I know you play Devora. His Devora is pretty badass. I actually hate playing against Reservo's Devora. It reminds me of Terry Clutie, aka Stifler, Devora in MKX. Wait, it's toxic, hard to get in. It's like trying to talk to a $5 stripper who you can't get a word in. So it's exactly what's going to be. Someone who's just going to suffocate your play and absolutely choke you. So, but he doesn't know that yet. So I think he's found a new love in his Elder God in Fujin. So this match could literally go either way. You got an Elder God against, the King of Outworld.
Well, I'm quite hyped to hear, or to see rather, exactly what this Devora is going to bring. I do know with Mortal Kombat 11, there's very few of us in the African community who actually, not necessarily main, but even just play Devora. I know Terry Clutie being one of the guys that's just an absolute loyalist. I've seen Mr. 5000 pick up Devora, the Buzz variation. I've seen, if I'm not mistaken, SNK Saitama bring Devora, or was it Sasori? I'm not too sure which one of those two individuals. But I have seen very few Devoras, and I must be honest with you, every Devora from the African scene that I have seen brings something completely different to the character. Terry, for example, plays Variation 3, which is something that you never see on any platform whatsoever. So I'm quite excited to see what exactly Siobi is going to bring to the table in terms of his Devourer style. Kevin Johnson in chat, Parasurama in chat.
That's the guy you were talking about is actually Reservo. He's the one. He's number 2 is actually Devourer. So I played Reservo quite a bit. In fact, before we even got into this, we went to a first to 3. Naturally, my wind guard is Kung Lao. His wind guard is Fujin, and we had just had some hype sets just to warm him up for this game. And so his 3 main characters, Charlie, are is Fujin, then Devourer, then you've got Joker. Obviously, everyone's got a pocket Joker. Joker is easy to use. He's a cheap ass character. In my opinion, he needs to get nerfed. That's just what I think. Joker needs to get nerfed. I'm sick and tired of him laughing at me every time he beats me down. So that's what you can expect from Reservo as kind of artillery. I have no knowledge of Siobi and what he has to bring. That's what makes this exciting, because I know he's going to kill a Shao Kahn, but every player brings a different flavor to the game. And as you can see, Reservo has defaulted to his number 3 character in Joker. So clearly, he's not here to lose. He's not here to play any games. He wants to win, win, win.
Well, guys, there you have it. The intros are out of the way. Both players are in the lobby. We're about to get this match number 1 in game number 1 underway. 27 Africans in chat right now. Clarence Renzo, I see you. Francis Mutamba, I see you too. Killer Sultan going up against Reservo. 0-0, first to 3 setting. This is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Charlie, we're hyped and ready to get this thing going. The first of 4 matches of one of our absolutely blitz cards, and it's already looking like a killer set to start.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, Joker comes in with a jump in. Lets off his cheap ass toys, and of course with the classic Joker combo, wake up attack, just to kind of get Shao Kahn, check. Comes in with a classic Shao Kahn move, and he tries to doesn't go for the throw Charlie, but goes for the shoulder charge instead, and kind of get some distance with that throw, Charlie.
Well, so far in this early exchange of the match, it seems like Joker's having a little bit of joy so far. But I mean, it's early days, Lebo, so anything is possible. We see Shao Kahn trying to fight back. Killer Sultan probably on about 25% life right now. But he's not going to be too phased at this stage.
No, not at all. Charlie, this is a warm-up game, and it's just starting. You're trying to get a feel of the character and what the opponent's doing. And, again, no marks for guessing that Joker might take that one. He's got all the tools. He's got the zoning. He's got the mids. He's got the quick, standing one. And, again, this seems like an easy sort of run so far for Reservo. But this just might need some time for Killer Sultan or for Siobi to kind of get used to. Again, Charlie, nerves play a massive, massive part whenever you're on stream. When you've got about 30+ Africans watching, your gameplay may differ a little bit different.
Now, I mean, we all know what it feels like, Lebo, to grace the stream for the very first time, and I can be 100% sure that both these guys, even though it seems to be in Reservo's favor at this moment, both these guys are experiencing a little bit of nerves at this point. And I think as the matches go on, we'll probably see more and more of who these players actually are. But right now, it seems like Reservo's holding his own. He's got a healthy life lead in this first game, and we've seen the first brutality of the evening. Reservo's not messing around.
No, not at all. And like I said, Charlie, Reservo is a great player. He's brutal. He's very, offensive. When he smells an opening, he will take it, and he does not hesitate to attack. He does have a great adaptability play. You know what? I'm going to actually give him a 10 for that. Brutality included. And he plays no games. Now, Siobi may have to go back and kind of rethink this. We can tell that Shao Kahn is his main player. We see it on his player card. So this is the number 1 character to go to. So he may kind of have to go back, Charlie, and kind of assess what did he do wrong, where are the openings, and where can he get Joker. Joker is literally a tricky character to get to, pun intended.
Shao Kahn.
No, absolutely. And we haven't seen a change in characters, so I mean, he clearly believes in his Shao Kahn. You have mentioned that this is his choice character. If somebody can just let Reservo know that this does go with tournament rules, so if he can just, this is his first time on stream, so we're not going to penalize him at all. But if you can maybe just let him know that this match doesn't count, he needs to go back to the Joker pick, and only the losers are allowed to swap characters. So we'll just try to get word over to Reservo as soon as possible. this match does not count, guys. So as soon as we get the word across, he'll go back to his Joker pick, and we'll continue from 1-0 in Reservo's favor.
Outworld has outgrown you.
You know what, Charlie? We can't blame him. Some of us all kind of, have been there before. Like you said, first time on the stream, so doesn't quite know what to expect. He's here to kind of showcase his talent, what all of his characters can do. So I've just sent a message to him right now, and just to let him know that this match doesn't count, and you'll have to go back to his Joker pick.
Yeah, and maybe just remind him that the only time he can, I'm sure he'll be aware of it, but the only time he can actually swap characters is in the event that he does lose. So I think the guys have got the message across now. I think Shao Kahn is just getting Fusion out of the way. And the moment this game is finished, we'll just resume at 1-0 in favor of Reservo. And we'll see on screen, if I'm not mistaken, Lebo, Joker versus Shao Kahn.
Charlie, he's just acknowledged my message, so he's just heard, he's listening to the stream while he's also playing. I don't know about you, Charlie, but that's not something I can't do. I get too nervous, I don't have it in me to actually play on stream and also listen to what the commentators are saying about how crap I'm playing or how well I'm playing. But he's just received the message and he's ready to, get his Fusion bodied, and he's going to bring back the Joker and see what he can do in round 2.
Okay. and these guys are just trolling with each other right now. So guys, we are having a little bit of fun on stream as well. This will be done with as soon as possible. So if Shao Kahn, if the message can just get to him, do the down 2 brutality just to finish things off in style. Unfortunately not. Okay,
no,
so it is 1-0, and maybe this is just a way for Killer Sultan to get that winning feeling. I don't know. But he's not the friendship, and I think it might not be a bad strategy for him to just say, you know what, let's get that feeling across. I've lost the first game. I've taken a win, although it doesn't count, but at least I've got that feeling of what it's like to win on stream. It might just give me that necessary momentum going into the next game to say, you know what, I might just be able to replicate what I just experienced now if I just up my game a little bit. So anything is possible, Lebo, and I think that's exactly what might have happened now.
This is true, Charlie. You know what? Anything can change. Sometimes you just need that winning feeling, and you just need to be able to replicate that winning feeling all over again. And going into the second match, you may find a newfound confidence in trying to get that friendship back again and start playing with his main. As well as he knows how it's supposed to be played. And so you're right, Charlie. Sometimes you need that feeling just to kind of course all over you, kind of go through all over your body, and kind of bring it back. For the comeback. So I've got to be honest with you, Charlie. From what I've seen so far with Reservo, I kind of got my money on Joker on this next match. I know Reservo is a confident player and he takes no nonsense. Siobi, I know he's got a decent Shao Kahn, but sometimes decent isn't enough, Charlie.
Well, it does look like Joker looked fairly confident in that first game. So if Shao Kahn is going to turn this thing around, we're going to have to see something a little bit different than what he brought in that game number 1. But this is Mortal Kombat 11 level. Anything is possible. And I think right now, while the intros are rocking, Killer Sultan is probably thinking to himself, what does he need to do a little bit differently to get a bit more out of his Shao Kahn in this match number 2?
Absolutely. And you said it correctly, Charlie. This game is armed with tools for comeback. You've got crushing blows, you've got fatal blows, you've got flawless blocks, you've got armor breaks. So there's many opportunities to bring this back, and Shao Kahn, as he's definitely got the tools, to bring on an onslaught and to body pretty much anyone in this game if used correctly. We've seen it with what's that player from the UK? Video Games Yo, and he demonstrated an absolutely obliterating Shao Kahn. And so far, it looks like he might have found his confidence, Charlie. So, he's on a runaway train at the moment, and he's got the advantage in terms of a life lead against Reservo at the moment. Charlie.
Unfortunate drop there by Joker, and that could have very much put him back into the game. Great grab tech there by Killer Sultan coming right there, but he has finished that round. So like you say, and like I mentioned before the game started, he had to bring something a little bit different, Lebo, and I think based on that first round, that's exactly what he brought. We're seeing a decent corner combo here, 242 plus 283 damage to be exact. Great interrupt there as well.
You're absolutely correct. I think he noticed the openings. He's got that winning feeling. maybe that Fujin pick wasn't exactly Riseko's best strategy to try and calm him down, because it looks like he's got him hyped up and he's ready to go. But Riseko is not going to go away without a fight. He's bringing that cane of death all over, Shao Kahn to let him know that this is no funny business tonight. But Shao Kahn does not mess around. He is an emperor, and he knows that Sindel is watching this, so he's got to do this for his queen. Oh, and look at that, Charlie.
Are we going to see it?
Game over.
Okay, no brutality, but that's exactly what we wanted to see from Killer Sultan. After going down in that first game level, he brought back the pain. As you said, maybe Sindel just reminded him, you know what, there's not going to be any action for you tonight if you're not going to turn this around. And I think that's exactly what Shao Kahn was thinking now. Gee whiz, I want to have some fun with my queen here, so I'm going to have to win this Joker and say, you know what, happy wife, happy life.
I need to go. And I tell you what, Charlie, Sindel is not bad looking. I saw that booty, bro, inside, in between some of the cutscenes. And I don't care if she's 4,000 years old. I will finesse. So, Shao Kahn knows what he's working with. And probably he needs that long hair to choke him. And, maybe he likes that sort of thing. Maybe he's kinky like that. And clearly, he's doing it for his queen. He knows Sindel is watching. He probably knows his two daughters are watching, in Katana and Melina. So, he's got to do it for he's got to do it for Outworld, do it for NetherRealm. So, there's no funny business here tonight. And I'm glad to see that Siobi has come to the party, and that win that he had over Riseko was clean. I loved his play. He got the gaps, he got the openings, and Joker is not an easy player to play against, Charlie.
No, he's not. And I don't think he necessarily made that last match look easy, but he definitely did enough to just change his game plan up a little bit, revise his strategy, get that winning feeling by dishing out a friendship which didn't count for anything, but it did lead to him winning that second game. So it is one game apiece. We still have Shao Kahn and Joker on screen, and I think it's the right choice by Reservo as well. There's nothing that we saw in that Joker to make him doubt his ability to actually turn this game around it again. So great back forward two there, forces the breakaway from Joker. And what we have noticed so far, especially in that second game level, was a couple of drops on Joker's part that definitely allowed Shao Kahn to think to himself, you know what, if this is going to continue, I've got every chance of taking this match. So let's hope that from Reservo's point of view, he's able to iron out those little difficulties or shortcomings he had in game number 2, pick up those drop combos, and hopefully get back to winning ways as he did in that first game.
Absolutely correct. You know what, Charlie? Like you and I discussed it on, if nerves play a big part. You play such a different game when it's just 1v1, but when you got about 36 plus Africans watching this, your gameplay turns to change a little bit. And it's a good thing that Siobi managed to capitalize on some of the drops that were there. You know what? And you're right. I do stand corrected. It wasn't an easy match to win over, but he got the W for it.
Absolutely.
And as you can see, might have just woken up, but it wasn't exactly a runaway train. It was pretty close, Charlie.
No, it was, and Joker does look again very comfortable in this match number 3 now, official match number 3. Good wake up there from Shao Kahn, tries the back 3-4. Unfortunately, Joker's going ham. Joker seems to be going ham here, saying, you know what, enough is enough. Never mind what you're planning to do with Sindel. I've got my own plans with Harley tonight, and it looks like Harley's going to be the one smiling.
Oh, absolutely. Why so serious? So serious, Charlie. Joker likes to have fun. Doesn't matter what the situation is. Doesn't matter if it's in Mortal Kombat, if it's Batman, or if it's in Suicide Squad. He just wants to have fun and kind of spread that cane of pain wherever he goes. And Charlie, just between you and me, that cane has got a ridiculous reach. That also needs to get nerfed. Seriously. It needs to get nerfed, Charlie. I hate the reach on that thing. And it always just seems to get you. It doesn't matter wherever you are on the screen, it just gets you.
It sounds like you played too many games against Sheldon.
You know what? I've played Sheldon. I've played the only Yonko. I've played Reservo. I've played literally, everyone has got, as much as everyone's got a pocket Liu Kang, their next pick is going to be Joker. And I'm tired of it, Charlie.
Yeah, I can understand. I've seen, who's this gentleman from Zambia? Muchi playing Joker, and I just thought to myself, this character looks absolutely broken, and especially when it's in somebody's hands like Muchi, and some of these really high-level African players who can really utilize Joker to the fullest, he does seem like a character who's probably in need of a nerf or 5. So,
do you know what, Claudia? I'm also going to remind you of Matt 5-0 and Matt 5-0, Fabio 5 Bio.
5 Bio,
versus, yeah, 5 Bio versus Brandon. And Brandon's last pick was actually Joker as well.
I remember
so clearly that guy was broken. Do you remember that?
I remember that 7 games to 6 in favor of Shokan. And that was only due to the fact that he chose the Joker pick at the end. We've got a Joker again on screen right now. We've got Joker against Shao Kahn yet again. So this has really turned into the battle to make the Empress happy. And which one is going to be, it remains to be seen. But right now, it does look like Harley Quinn rather is going to be the one smiling the most. He tries the back 4 there. Great anti-air coming through there from Shao Kahn.
Looking beautiful so far, and tries to go for the low in order to mix up Reservo, Charlie. And again, he's looking for the crushing blow with that in that combo. Comes, watches feet, gets the toys popping off and carries him into the corner. Shao Kahn having none of it and says, you know what, sir? You get in the corner, let me body you, let me show you what time it is. And here comes 3 amigos in a very painful combo. Goes for the armor break.
He just missed the fatal blow and unfortunately eat the grab. I don't think this is going to kill. But this can go anyway right now. Great block. Oh, unfortunately was unable to hold the block button, and that jumping jack unfortunately hit Shao Kahn in his recovery animations, and unfortunately he now faces a match point. Is Reservo going to be able to close this right now, Lebo, or are we going to see a turnaround coming through from Killer Sultan? Doesn't look too good for him at this point in time, but like we said before, this is Mortal Kombat 11. Comeback factors are real. Anything is possible.
Charlie, and you know, right now it's a tender situation of whether you're going to swap left to Harley Quinn or right to Sindel. But looks like we're going to be swapping right to Sindel tonight, Charlie. I think, you know, Reservo pretty much got this in the bag. The life leader is strong, and only a real master can come back from this. And nope. No master's coming back from this tonight, Charlie. Shao Kahn goes down. He's going to get a beating, you know, from Sindel. Kitana's going to slap in his face. Melina is going to disown him. And Joker blows him up in classic hospital fashion.
Well, Joker's blowing up, and unfortunately, Sindel's not going to be screaming tonight. Reservo 12, taking the set by 3 games to 1 over Killer Sultan. Guys, just a big up to both these guys for, you know, just mustering up the courage to actually appear on stream and showcase what it is that they have. We have seen some tournament nerves, if you will. It's understandable with both these guys making their debut on Kombat Afrika. So one thing is for sure, guys, if I know Kombat Afrika, these 2 guys are going to make a reappearance rather in future editions of Kombat Afrika. So guys, thank you so much for this. The first time that you are on stream, Reservo, you are the victor tonight. There could even be a salty run back request from Killer Sultan coming through, hitting the lab and saying, you know what, I'm ready to have my run back against Reservo. So you know what, this is African FGC. Anything is possible. I've enjoyed that match, Lebo. You guys on the block showing their skills on stream for the first time. I enjoyed what I saw.
Absolutely, Charlie. You know, it was a hype match. First time on screen, never easy. Gotta settle the nerves. And, you know, you gotta kind of bring out your best combos and everything. And I think they played pretty well, pretty composed. I think, you know, Siobi represented Kenya very well. I think, you know, Reservo represented, you know, South Africa very well. You know, in the form of Joker and, you know, like Siobi and Shao Kahn. And you're right, you know, I think there is room for a salty run back. You know, if I was Siobi, I probably would call for a run back. I think I would have seen, you know, what Reservo has to bring. Reservo went to a default character that, you know, is, you know, that's obviously got a winning formula. And, you know, Siobi went with Shao Kahn. And I think this will be nice to see all over again. But you know what, Charlie? We've got another hype match, you know, before tonight. We've got Parasurama versus Russy 212. The action does not stop here. In fact, it was just getting warmed up. If you like what you see, you're going to love what you're about to see right now. Now, Charlie, waves have gone through, and I don't want rumors to kind of spread around, but Parasurama has kind of left his administrative role in the FGC Africa group. You know, we send much love to him. Tonight is actually dedicated to him. We accept, we acknowledge, and we love what he has done for the community and the group. We hope to carry his torch and his fire as we carry on in the rest of of the FGC Africa.
And I think that the nicest thing about what you're saying right there, Lebo, is yes, he has vacated his role as the administrator, but you know what? We are still, we're just absolutely hyped to just see that he's still very much involved in FGC Africa. He's playing on stream. We love seeing Para. We love listening to Para. So, you know what? Just happy to see him. We are hyped to see exactly what he's going to bring to the table. And you know, if what he has done over the last couple of weeks in terms of tournament performance, I don't expect anything less from the good doctor himself. We're going to see a top-notch Scorpion, or a top-notch Liu Kang, or a top-notch Shang Tsung, or a top-notch Cassie Cage. You know, whoever he brings to the table is going to be top-notch. So it's just going to be absolutely fantastic to see him on screen going up against somebody who's no slouch to Mortal Kombat 11 either, in Russy 212. Both these guys, if I'm not mistaken, are based in South Africa. And you know what? I'm excited to see what exactly is going to happen here tonight. Kevin Johnson, I see they're trolling us a little bit in chat right now, Lebo, saying that it's Shao Kahn, not Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn.
Guys, give us a break. Come on, give us a break. 39 Africans in chat right now. We're just waiting for Rashi 212. But guys, just a big thank you for your support as always. And guys, if you are liking what you are seeing right now, just take a hint from Ngoni in chat. Drop that chat, leave a like on the video, get back into the chat, and keep that chat going. It's always fun to see as we've now topped the 40 mark, Lebo. 43 Africans in chat right now and counting. AI Law, I see you. Mpumelelo, Brian, Luke, Bilal saying Buff Joker. Cheddar, I see you. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Really appreciate it. Jivan, as always, thank you so much. Rodney K, Lord Aries. Lord Aries, by the way, guys, as both these characters are in the lobby right now, Lord Aries is one of the new guys on Steam. We are going to be seeing him in next week's edition of the Salt series. So, guys, just keep your eyes up. Salt series is going to continue throughout August, but there will be a couple of announcements coming later in the show. Lebo, what's your thoughts?
What, Charlie? Ban Bilal. Anyone who says Buff Joker needs to be banned. They don't deserve this game. They should drop MK11 altogether. How dare you say Buff Joker? Joker needs no buffs at all. And like you said correctly, we've got Parasurama, we've got 212. This is literally one of the Clash of the Titans we've been waiting for. Russy has won, a couple of the Storm series. Parasurama has become an unstoppable force in Shang Tsung, Kitana, Liu Kang, and whoever he picks. So he's got the Midas touch, Charlie. But Russy is no slouch to the game. He will not go down without a fight. And to be honest, again, I don't know which way this is going to go. Parasurama is clearly a favorite to win. Russy the underdog, Charlie. But, one way or another, this is going to be a hyped match.
Okay, we are seeing the scene double pick from Noobside, but another character who I really enjoy playing with, and he's such a slow-paced, patient character, and I think in the right hands, if he is used correctly, he can actually be quite a nightmare for characters like Shang Tsung to deal with. That low slide of his, unexpected, quick, very effective, safe on block if you amplify it. He's got enough tools to actually get him the win here, but he's going to have to get through the good doctor himself in Parasurama if he's going to have any chance in this first to three.
Charlie, I'll tell you what, seeing double Noob Saibot hits like a truck. A lot of safe moves that he's got, and seeing double is probably one of the best options that you can get. I know Honeybee uses him quite a lot, and he's shown us what he can do with the potential he does have. Honeybee no slouch to the game at all, as we can see. Russy 212 delivering the fatal blow. And like you said, Charlie, as well, a lot of moves that he's got are actually safe on block. But Shang Tsung, who happens to be the villain or hero or anti-hero of the game, has got a lot of buffs as well in him, and great zoning character. He's got a lot of tools that you can use. Parasurama, he chooses his characters very, very carefully. He doesn't just select random characters. He selects characters that can win, where you have potential, to zone, to body, and take up a lot of energy, Charlie. They're no fun playing against Parasurama's characters. So once again, I'm going to start them off. Scorpion, Kitana, Liu Kang, Shang Tsung, all of them, plus characters characters with a lot of zoning ability and characters with a lot of teleport action as well, Charlie.
Great 245 combo though coming through from Rashi 212, forces the breakaway from Shang Tsung, and this is where Shang Tsung really excels, mid to full screen, out of the range of his opponent, and Shang Tsung can really do as much damage, especially in this particular variation level. And what we're seeing right now is Parasurama really using this variation to its fullest, keeping that distance, trying to get away as much as possible. And as I say that, he goes in for the kill and gets a healthy 200 plus combo, drops it on 220 but manages to finish it off with the eruptions. Parasurama very quickly taking a 1-0 lead over Rashi 212. And I don't think, Lebo, it's anything less than what we expected from the good doctor himself.
Charlie, you know what? Parasurama might be out of the administrative role, but he's definitely not out of the game. He's certainly polished up with this character in Shang Tsung. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that he's picked up Shang Tsung, but also not surprised that he's picked up Shang Tsung as well. Clearly, he saw what we didn't see. Shang Tsung got great ability, in the mid-screen, great ability in terms of zoning. And even in close-up, Shang Tsung is just an absolute pain to deal with. So Russy 212 may have to think of his options. I know he's got a Sub-Zero pocket. I know he's got a Scorpion pocket. So he may have to. Okay, so he's also got a Liu Kang as well. Again, Liu Kang, not a bad choice. He is the champion. He is the hero. He is the fire god. So this may actually be, again, this goes down to a classic battle of Shang Tsung versus Liu Kang. And again, not a bad choice. And this is something I would go for. And you know what, Charlie, he's gone for variation 2, I believe.
Variation 3. It's actually variation 3, which is a variation we don't see often. Which we don't see often at all. We've saw LegendKiller pull it out. We've seen Sonic Fox pull it out. But in the hands of Rashi 212, is he going to able to replicate what we see coming from these top level players? Only time will tell. But I must be honest with you, as character, going up as a counter pick, I think Liu Kang is a very good choice against the Shang Tsung. Liu Kang, Zhu Kang. He's got some good zoning ability. He's got access to the teleport. He's got the Kusari Slam. He's got the forward 4, which is the scourge of everybody that plays Mortal Kombat 11. And we're going to see quite a few of those. In fact, at one round in a previous edition of Kombat Afrika, the Liu Kang player, I was actually just sitting and counting the amount of forward 4s that person dished out in one round. I stopped at 14.
I tell you what, the 4-4 is a bit of a trip to deal with as well in Liu Kang, and it's actually, a great tool in terms of his mix-up game. Shang Tsung, Parasurama rather, is someone that plays Liu Kang quite a lot. So actually, this choice might be a counter pick as well. Liu Kang loses the low power ball, but he does gain the teleport with it. I've seen video games, I've seen LegendKiller, I've seen Sonic Fox use his variation in terms of the mix-up game, because he does gain, Charlie, the grab with it, and he's got the Shaolin stance, which you can pull off 3 different moves with it as well. So again, the mixer game is very heavy with Liu Kang. He gets a command grab, which again, a lot of people question, is it necessary for Liu Kang to have a command grab? But he's got a lot of great, mids in terms of stagger. He's got a lot of great zoning tools. And like I said, the only thing that he does lose is the low fireball in this, Charlie. So, so far, Parasurama, again, he's very familiar with Liu Kang. So no surprise he's taken round 1. But Charlie, what are your thoughts? Do you think Russy can pull this back and get a win over Parasurama?
From what I'm seeing right now, it doesn't look likely. However, this is match number 2 of this first to 3 sets. So anything is possible. We said it so many times, and I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, Lebo. But really, when you are playing Mortal Kombat and you've got access to so many so much comeback potential, it's really very difficult to call a winner, as I'm sure the 45 Africans in chat will agree. But right now, it does look like Parasurama has found a bit of momentum. He's already on the verge of going up by 2-0. He has now gone up at 2-0. And the CGL winner is in chat, just so by the way. I just had to mention that. Completely off topic, but, Chimba, Marcus, Jivan, all of you guys who are joining us, 46 of you. I want to hit the 50 mark. I don't know about you, Lebo, but I want to, for the 3rd week at least, in FGC Afrika running, I want to hit the 50 mark. So guys, if your grandmothers are at home reading a book, tell them to just put the book down, log on to YouTube, join FGC Afrika, and tune into this absolutely fantastic lineup of Mortal Kombat 11 matches we've got here for you guys tonight. So we're looking for 4 grannies to join us in chat to make that 50 number pop up. So guys, spread the word.
Get them. Get them in. Get them in, Charlie. Get the grannies, get the dogs, get the cats, get the ants, get the hamsters, get the snakes, whatever you're messing with, get the girlfriends, get them to tweet about this, but get them in. We want to see 50 in this tonight. And Charlie, you know what? This is a testimony about how well the group is growing and how well Africans are actually going to be tuning in. One day, Charlie, we're going to have 100. And I can't wait for that day to happen.
I can't wait as well. And just again, as you said before this match started, it's just testament to the work that Parasurama, or the foundation rather, that he has laid for this group to continue growing the way it has. So, long may it continue in terms of growth. This group started off with a very few people, very select few people, just having a couple of offline events. And now, suddenly, we've got 300 odd members in the group and at least 50 people per episode joining in to witness the action. So, Lebo, there's not much more I can say in terms of the growth of this group.
Oh, Charlie, but we gotta give credit where credit is due. We gotta thank Sheltable, for his contribution here. We gotta thank Parasurama. He's one of the elder gods that have been in this group. We gotta thank our contributions to Brandon as well. To yourself. There's so many people with kind of help and kind of put the seed in. What I did and seen it grow. I've seen this group myself personally. From day one, from the first Mortal Kombat. Kind of grow to what it is today, and Parasurama has done a fantastic job, of looking after this house. I am super proud of him. I'm sad to see him go. It's a bittersweet moment tonight, but I love to see him play. But I'm so happy for the great work he's done so far in this group. And Charlie, so far, Russy has gone to pick another Shaolin star in Lotus Fist and Kung Lao, which is one of my personal favorites as well. Charlie, so what do you think? What are your thoughts on this match so far?
I just think that Parasurama is playing this entire match, or entire set rather, with such intelligence. He's keeping his spacing going. He's waiting for the right opportunity. He's whiffing where there's an opening. He's mixing it up quite nicely. Back throws, forward throws, regaining some health. He's doing everything that is required, taking throws as we see there. He's doing everything that's required to be done to take a match, and really is going to take Kung Lao pulling that rabbit out of the hat like he did in Mortal Kombat 2 for Rashi 212 to turn this game around, because it does look, and it's been confirmed now, we are going to see a mercy. No, we are not. We're going to see
friendship.
A friendship.
This is a friendship.
Parasurama just pulling out what he knows best. That is just the character of the good doctor himself. Not one for salt, not one to have conflict in his life. He wants to be friends with everybody. And what we see on screen right now is just a typical example of the character that Parasurama is. And on the fact of Parasurama and the work he's done for the FCC Africa group, just a couple of names I want to call out as well, just in case people are feeling like we might have left them out. Believe us when we tell you names that have not been mentioned is not on purpose. There are quite a few guys, if I can just name a couple of more, that have already appeared on FGC Africa in whatever capacity. Whether it be on the commentary table, whether it be on admin, whether it be on streaming, whether it be on comms and Twitter, etc. Guys like Sheldon, guys like Art Department, Fabio himself, who was instrumental in making Africa just appear on the CGL scene. It was absolutely fantastic for me as an African FGC community member to see my community represented on a stage like CGL. So, a lot of work went into that. We've got Thunder, we've got SNK Saitama, just everybody. Jody Paulsa as well. I remember being on an episode of Kombat Africa as well. And guys, as much as we're trying to grow the community in terms of making sure that people get a chance to showcase their abilities, I also want to just reach out to you guys and say, if in any capacity you feel that you can contribute, whether it be commentating, whether it be admin, whether it be designing, I can say right now that FGC Africa or Kombat Africa is in need of a logo. I have mentioned this before. Nobody has come to the party just yet. So if anybody has some design competencies that they want to share with the group, FGC Africa does need a logo. If you want to develop a logo, send it to myself, send it to Lebo, send it to Sheldon, send it to the guys that we've just mentioned now. And if you want to bless FGC Africa with the logo design. Guys, our arms are open wide. We're waiting patiently for that person to come in and say, you know what, I'm going to develop a logo for you guys. We'll really appreciate it.
You know what, Charlie? There's so many characters in this, and that have made this possible. And from when this vision started, and this started, all the way back in MK9. It's grown to something that's absolutely magnificent and a beauty to behold. And I love everyone that's kind of contributed to it and kind of bought into the vision. There are names that I don't even recognize, today, that have made, such a great effort, to try and grow this. And, Charlie, my vision for this is to kind of see the whole of Africa kind of grow with this, and I know that Sheldon's been in charge of the people, in the middle of Africa right now to try and compete. I know that Parasurama wanted to kind of get our Egyptians on hold to try and also compete as well. I've been in touch with a couple of guys in Cote d'Ivoire as well, to try and showcase what they've got. There's so much talent, in Africa. I do believe, Charlie, in my hearts of hearts, that we are good, we are better, and we're one of the best competitors that we've got on the scene. We learn quickly, we adapt quickly. We see what the Europeans do, we see what the Americans do, we see what the Australians do. And I like to say that I'm very proud to see what our Africans do and what we can represent. But once again, just to echo your sentiment and your message, I would love to see, an FGC Africa logo kind of come out. Guys, kind of put out your best logos. I know it's not an easy thing, kind of design. Whatever you've got, design it, send it to us, send it to art department. I know art department is already in the logo business and so forth, but we'd love to see different variations of what we can use as our FGC Africa, sigil or banner. Charlie, it was kind of sad that you couldn't be there to commentate 2 weeks ago, but there was a lot of talk and a lot of hype, from Destroyer, Mr. Aquaman, about our scene and how they want to be included into it, and just how the talent that we've got and everything in between the chats and in the breaks. And so, this is definitely a scene that's got a lot of potential and a lot of eyes are on us right now.
Well, we have in chat Rodney K saying, he said he'll charge us for the logo. Rodney, bring us forward, and if it's really, really good, I'm sure the community members will put their resources together if that is required. We've also got Brian Luke in chat saying he's working on the logo right now. So that's absolutely fantastic. Guys, you just see it's the attitude really of the African FGC that really makes me proud to be part of this community. As you mentioned, so many of the positive characteristics about this community. We learn quickly, we adapt, we help each other, we look to get better and better and better. We want to improve continuously. Looking at from where we started 5 years ago with a handful of people to where we are right now, it's just been an absolute monumental shift. And you know what? Like you say, Lebo, we're embracing the fact that we've got 50 people in chat right now. But what's the point in just sticking to 50 when we can aim for 100, when we can aim for 200? And I think with time and with the effort of you guys in the community, just putting hands together and everybody getting on board, I think that what we're seeing as a dream now will actually become a reality in the not too distant future. So I'm excited, and I know what I'm also excited about, Lebo, is match number 3. Mr. Make a Smile going up against the killer of the legends himself, LegendKiller, Russy, if I'm not mistaken. Match number 3, yes. 1st to 5 setting.
You know what? This is, again, kudos and shout outs to everyone who's actually contributed to our community and to the vision. The vision, again, grow Africa, grow the continent, and the inclusion of all Africans. But you know what, Charlie? You're right. Let's actually talk about the next matchup. We've got Mr. Make a Smile, who is, the number 1 Kodo Khan in Africa. RDW, obviously, challenging for the title. We saw I Am Grootty, in the exhibition, in the match last week. Pick up also Kodo Khan as well. But again, wherever he picks seems to have the Midas touch. And you got the LegendKiller, and I've been the LegendKiller a lot. He's my training partner. He's my boy. We go way back. The way we started playing this game was actually in Soul Calibur. I was bodying everyone, Charlie, in Soul Calibur. He came through and he beat my ass with Mitsurugi 5-4. He later came back to my place and I destroyed him. And ever since then, we've been the best of mates, and that's what fighting games do for you. They bring a camaraderie. They bring this special bond to you. And I've played with him. He's my boy, and he's good. He's got talent, Charlie, and he knows how to adapt. And so you might see him tonight. And we get named the Legend Killer because he does take down legends. There's nothing too difficult for him. And you may know a famous wrestler in Randy Orton who does the RKO, who's also known as the Legend Killer, and that's who we named it. We named it the Legend Killer, and he's in the card tonight. And they're both actually, Charlie, from Zimbabwe. So this is actually a Zim versus Zim match. Zinzwa is from Zim, Mr. Makeswa also from Zim as well. Koro Khan versus Vusi, and Vusi does have an awesome characters. I was also playing him before this. Scorpion, Liu Kang, Baraka, his key players that he's used. When him and I started playing this game, I started off with Garrus, he started off with Scorpion, he moved to Baraka and moved to Liu Kang. He is sharp, he knows to adapt, and he did make that comeback, Charlie, in Kombat Afrika a couple of weeks ago when he played against Zombie Classic from Zambia, and he did did have the comeback. And Mr. Makersmart has just left, so we were warned about this, Charlie, that internet might be an issue for Mr. Makersmart. I'm going to try one more time, and if that doesn't work, I do have a surprise card for you.
Okay.
Careless Winner may be facing off against the Legend Killer. Now, Careless Winner is no slouch to the game. He has terrorized so many people in Kombat Afrika, right? He's got a killer Sub-Zero. I know my Panda Bear is just saying that I hate the Sub-Zero. A lot of the players just hate his Sub-Zero. He plays a clean game, his mean, and Charlie, as you know, our Zambians know how to body.
Well, Careless Winner, I must be honest with you, and maybe I shouldn't share this on stream just yet without the person who I'm going to refer to's consent. But what I do know is that Careless Winner, and I have faced him on Combat League quite a few times. Unfortunately, I have been on the receiving end as well. And he's got the Sub-Zero that I've probably seen so many Sub-Zeros, but the way he brings Sub-Zero to life is something completely different to what I'm used to seeing. So let's not just talk about Careless Winner just yet. We do want to give Mr. Maker Smile and the Legend Killer himself every opportunity to actually connect. But if there is going to be an issue, unfortunately, the show has to go on, and we're going to try to get, as you mentioned, Lebo, your surprise card in here tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Charlie, I'm going to try to rejoin your card. Something just happened with my connection. TIA, this is Africa. We are working on this. But everything, set up. I've everything connected, so we shouldn't have any more issues after this. But so you're right. You said it correctly. Let's give Mr. Maker Smile a chance. I love what he does with his Koro Khan. His Koro Khan is an absolute beast. And so, we hope, we can kind of get this match going. I do know Mr. Maker Smile might have internet challenges every now and then, but this is why we do this, Charlie. This is why we try and grow the community. This is why we have, Plan B, C's, and D's. In Zimbabwe, Charlie, one of the favorite phrases is that we make a plan.
Make a plan indeed. I see you've joined the court. Just make sure. Okay, you are starting the match. So, if Legend Killer can maybe... okay, so what you can do, Lebo, is if you can maybe just leave the court again so that these guys can join in, rejoin the court, and hopefully we'll be able to get these matches underway.
Happy to do that, Charlie. You're going to have to commentate the first match. I believe Legend Killer and Mr. Maker Smile will probably go in. I'll be looking at live bars. You'll be looking at the actual game. Either way, I'm happy we can get this going. And I'm pretty pumped and excited. Like I said, Legend Killer got a lot to offer. I know I do hype him up, but, he is actually worth his weight in gold.
But unfortunately, as you mentioned that, Legend Killer has left the game again. So these guys do seem to be having a bit of connection issues, unfortunately. And, as Lebu has mentioned, this is Africa. This is one of the things that we as a community have to contend with every now and then. But we're not going to let that stop us from giving you guys, the audience, the best possible Mortal Kombat 11 experience. So we're going to make a plan, as Lebu has just indicated. And I think before long, we'll get these matches back underway.
Absolutely. Be patient with us. This is part of the process. Trust the process. Charlie and I have been planning for this. It doesn't matter how much time we had, but we're gonna make sure that we give you guys a show. And I hope you've enjoyed the matches so far. Oh my God, Mr. Maker's fault. You know what? Let me just. Oh gosh, Charlie, do me a favor. Do you want to kind of invite Legend Killer right now? His name is Tazinzwa, Tazvinzwa. And I'll try and get bodied by Mr. Maker's model as quickly as possible.
Number 2, Shaolin.
Okay, let's just see if I have him. So guys, this is not a match that is going to count. So as you can see, the break screen is there. I've just got the most horrible message on my Windows to say that an update is pending and it's going to restart soon. I'm going to try to just undo that. Let's just see if I can schedule this restart. As you hear the Mortal Kombat 11 game happening in the background, this is not a official match, so I'm just going to schedule my restart to take place at Okay, so while all this is happening, guys, I'm just scheduling my restart to take place on Saturday. So hopefully that sorts itself out.
Oh my gosh, Charlie, I should probably lose this match. What am I doing?
Well, try to keep the match going for now. I've invited LegendKiller. So the moment that match is finished, I think, and then just continue with Make a Smile going up against LegendKiller. As soon as the match is finished, Lebo, if you can then go AFK. So yeah, you can throw the match right now so that we can get straight into the next match. And hopefully the internet connection is going to hold up, guys. It is one of those things that, you know, we're going to have to make a call if internet issues are going to persist. We've still got another match coming up as well. And I mean, even just witnessing what I'm seeing right now, there's already a little bit of lag issues between your guys' connection. So I'm not sure exactly what is causing that. But
well, I'm winning, and I should probably lose this match right now.
I think you should lose it, yeah.
I'm gonna lose it. So Africa got to see what my Kumla was like. But yeah, I'm gonna lose that. Okay, we got Taz in it, so he is in here. But you're right, Charlie. We do have a what do you call it? We do have a bit of a lag issue, and I know that I'm on LAN, and my internet is actually pretty good at the moment. I kind of had to go to our buddy's house to try and get this internet going, so you and I could kind of, you know, have this tonight. So clearly, you know, Mr. Make a Small connection might be a little bit dodged, but we will find out. Hopefully that won't stop us from having this card. If not, we do have a standby card, but we won't speak about that just yet. Oh yeah, there again, we can see the lag is coming in, and one of us might get kicked out.
Yeah, I think that's about to happen. So I think, and it's Mr. Make a Smile. So if you can just remember to go AFK, Lebo, if the game is actually going to allow you to. I don't think it is. Unfortunately not.
Let me leave, Charlie. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to come back in. I'm also going to tell the LegendKiller is going to AFK, so that he's on standby. Mr. Make a Smile, his connection is probably pretty bad. So let me try and get our next card in, so we waste no time.
Okay, that's perfect. So if somebody can just let LegendKiller know to just go AFK for the time being, if you can just double remind him in chat as well to go AFK. We'll get Careless Winner in here. Lebo will go AFK, and we'll get match number 3 underway as soon as possible. Unfortunately, Mr. Make a Smile is not probably the most stable connection that we would like to see on stream. LegendKiller has gone AFK now, so we are going to make the backup plan happen. Careless Winner going to be in here shortly to take on LegendKiller. Lebo's going to get back into chat, go AFK, and we'll be able to get match number 3 underway. Guys, thank you for your patience. I still see 40 of you, so I know that you are looking forward to whatever the next 2 matches have in store. And it's just, from our point of view, as always, guys, the matches are going to be absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. Again, Charlie, this is no slouch when it comes to matches. Killer's winner, absolute terror. When it comes to to KL, a lot of people have been asking, who is Killer's winner? Why is he bodying us? And where is he from? So, bit of background. Killer's winner from Zambia. No joke, as usual. All the Zambian players drink a different water from the rest of the world. They seem to be grooming, one of the best players that comes into, in Kombat League or FTC Africa. And then you've got the LegendKiller, again, who's been no slouch in this game. Loves Mortal Kombat as much as I do as well. He got my message to go into AFK. I'm going to invite Killer's winner into this. A lot of Africans need to be hyped and pumped because this is someone that's given him a lot of nightmares. Now, he's got a killer Sub-Zero that he uses. He used to use Johnny Cage as well, Charlie. I don't know if you ever played him.
I don't think I've played his Johnny Cage. I've played his Sub-Zero.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely not
his Johnny Cage. His Johnny Cage is a little bit easier to body. Not to give him any shade or anything. Hopefully he isn't hearing this conversation. But I used to win against this Johnny Cage. But his Sub-Zero is an absolute terror. Sub-Zero is known to be a cheat across all the communities in the world when it comes to online. It seems his frames just seem to have every single advantage. His overhead is ridiculous. His low is ridiculous. His, when it comes to stopping any sort of zoning game, the ice game comes first. So, Charlie, I am pretty pumped to see what the Legend and how the Legend will probably, adapt, in this game against Killer's winner. So it's Zimbabwe versus Zambia tonight, Charlie. I don't know where your money is on. Again, it's a very, very exciting card to have.
Well, what you were saying about Sub-Zero now, Lebo, and it's quite funny because on my PlayStation profile, as you can see on my Kombat card as well, I've got Sub-Zero there. I don't play Sub-Zero for shit, but I'm just putting him there because in case somebody comes and says, you know what, there's another Sub-Zero, I hope that it's going to be some sort of mental victory. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work that way, but you know what, one has to try. Dominic J 5000. RDW17 saying in chat, you know what, the fact that Mr. Maker Smile was unable to join the lobby, it sucks because RDW17, as we all know, Kotal Khan enthusiast himself, wanted to see Mr. Maker Smile don that Kotal Khan. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen tonight, RDW, but who knows, maybe in future we can have RDW17 on stream showcasing his Kotal Khan. So guys, just putting it out there. Anybody wants to take on RDW's Kotal Khan on stream in a future edition of Kombat Africa, give us a shout and we'll make it happen.
Absolutely. And RDW's Kotal Khan, no slouch. And in fact, Charlie, I actually tried to organize RDW versus Mr. Maker Smile in the Battle of the Khans because I would have loved to see how that was going to play out. Both of them play different variations of Kotal Khan, but both very, very exciting to watch and see. And I'm sorry, RDW, we could not deliver on that tonight. But we knew that this might be an issue with Mr. Maker Smile. This is why we have this backup card. But again, we want to bring you guys pure hype, pure entertainment. We're trying to do this professionally. We're trying to grow a seed and trying to do it right. So please do forgive us that Mr. Maker Smile could not join us tonight. We will find a way to kind of get him on. RDW, we will find you challengers, against your Khan to take your throne in your battle. But again, thank you all, the Africans who were in chat tonight, for supporting us, for being here tonight, for your patience. We do appreciate it.
Guys, in chat right now, Lebo, somebody is saying, I'll take on RDW17. Somebody by the name of Chimba Mutale, if I'm not mistaken. The L or CGL winner himself saying, you know what, I'll take on RDW in a future edition of the Kombat Africa series. So guys, for the guys who are going to be taking up the reins as administrators for FGC Africa, just put that on the dashboard somewhere saying, you know what, RDW versus Killjoy happening soon, and we'll confirm that date as time gets closer. But for now, we're just waiting for Careless Winner to get into the lobby, Lebo. And the moment he is in here, we can get match number 3 underway. A 1-to-5 match between LegendKiller and the Sub-Zero that we've been talking about. Careless Winner.
Absolutely. And I've just sent him the invite. I've sent him the message. He's good to go. He is cold as ice. So I can't wait what he's about to bring. LegendKiller already, in the cards right now, Charlie, as we speak. So I know he's been ready to go. And I think you might see a Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, a classic. If you do remember MK1, it was, we did see Shang Tsung kind of command and body over Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but we do know it's a rivalry as well in MK lore. That Bihan went over and kind of killed Scorpion's family. Scorpion gets enraged. He comes back and trying to avenge his family against the Lin Kuei clan. And only in MK11 do we see, him and Sub-Zero kind of make friends after that. So you might get a classic today in Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
There's only one thing I want to say about MK lore with regards to Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and the whole treachery that went around, Scorpion thinking it was Sub-Zero. There's only one thing I want to say for MK11. Quan Chi for DLC. I'll leave it there.
Please.
I will leave it just there. Everybody's asking for Melina and Havoc and Sector and Smoke. And you know what? Cyrax, it's all good. I even put Cyrax and Sector on the little flyer for tonight's event. Just to say, you know what? We're probably going to anticipate them coming into Mortal Kombat 11 next month, if the rumors are to be true. But I don't know. For me, Quan Chi for DLC. And
I'll tell you what,
agrees.
Charlie. I am a big Sector fan. I love Sector. Sector is one of the characters I picked up in MK3 along with Cyrax. So I'm a big robot fan. I do love the robots. If I wish RoboCop was actually replaced by one of the robots, we could have gotten Sub-Zero, we could have gotten Sector, we could have gotten Cyrax. I don't care, but I wish that we got one of the robots into this. But I am going to say again, in terms of the sorcerer, Quan Chi is much needed. I would love to see, and I do love to see, and I hope we do get to see Quan Chi in this game in the near future as well. I'm still going to say it. RoboCop is a waste. Yes, Charlie, go for it.
If you can let LegendKiller know that he can leave AFK so we can get this match underway. Careless Winner is in fact in the lobby right now. LegendKiller is still AFK, so if you can just let him know he can leave AFK and we can get this match underway. LegendKiller going up against Careless Winner. Let's see if Careless Winner is going to be one of the legends that's going to be killed, or if he's going to overcome the LegendKiller himself. Time will tell, but right now, I'm hyped. I'm absolutely hyped.
Well, let's see just how careless this winner is today. And let's see LegendKiller if he can remain composed. So again, Charlie, I've called it. It's Sub-Zero versus Scorpion. It's fire versus ice. This is the tale of fire and ice. It's a Game of Thrones moment. We got Sub-Zero, we got Scorpion. So these are the two classic players that have, kind of walked through MK, except for Scorpion, who wasn't in MK3, brought back in Ultimate MK3. But other than that, the Legend of Sub-Zero, the Legend of Scorpion have lived throughout the Mortal Kombat low and true. These are probably the two best players that you're gonna find in the game, Charlie. Sub-Zero definitely on your card, so you're definitely on the side of ice, and you're gonna LegendKiller in terms of ice in the form of fire. So I'm definitely gonna be supporting my boy tonight and going in the way of Scorpion, Charlie.
Well, I'm not going to. I'm going to call this down the middle. I'm not going to go for anybody. I have seen LegendKiller on stream before. This is a debut for Careless Winner, and you know what? I'm more in favor of the guys just coming here for the first time and showcasing what they have. We've heard so much about Careless Winner. Some of us have experienced Careless Winner. Some of us being on the receiving end of a Careless Winner mopping. But right now, it's just an absolute privilege to see him on stream, going up against the LegendKiller himself. Time will tell what's going to happen here, but right now, seems to be pretty even Stevens.
Right. Actually, and that's the way to call it. It's even Stevens. They do have their fatal blows in play, so either one of them can let that rip. And looks like, Charlie, that Sub-Zero is going to take this first one, and it wasn't a away train. It looks like they just kind of get composed. They kind of find their footing in this game at the moment. But Careless Winner, seems to again be commanding this match pretty well and taking again, Charlie. You can get ready from wrong. A variation to it
variation number 3. Variation number 3 being the avalanche variation. He's got access to the Arctic trap. He's got access to the, I'm not sure what the move is called, but it's basically like the ice avalanche or whatever you call it. But right now, Sub-Zero seems to be very comfortable in the corner, closes it off with a crushing blow. And you know, while we were talking and just thinking about how this match is going, match number 1 is behind us. Careless winner.
It's done.
Not looking this careless.
No, not too all. And you know, his name itself is actually a catfish because he's not a careless winner. He's actually a calculator and knows what he's doing. And what I love about Careless Winner is that his adaptive play is absolutely incredible. Now, I've played against LegendKiller, of course. You know, played him over and over again, and his adaptive play is actually really, really good as well. Now, like I said, if you do remember when he played against Zombie Classic, he managed to do a 5-0 run against Zombie Classic, or was a 3-0 run to a first to 5, and he managed to win it as well. So I know that he loves Scorpion. He's got a lot of confidence in Scorpion. He first of all needs to kind of gauge and find out, you know, where the loops and gaps. Sub-Zero is a very, very, very tricky player to play against. Even more so, you know, more than against Joker. In fact, you know, if people are actually be more woke, Sub-Zero is actually more of a menace than Joker is to a lot of players. So, Charlie, I'm actually pretty excited to see how he's going to adapt from this. You might need another match to adapt this. It is a first to 3. So you might see a Baraka switch after this, Charlie. Don't quote me, but you might see a Baraka switch from LegendKiller after this.
Well, all we're looking for right now, guys, is one more granny to join the chat so that we can reach that 50 mark. Careless winner, taking the first game over LegendKiller. And, you know, LegendKiller hasn't gone for a character change at all, so he's obviously probably just finding his feet. It was match number 1, but already we're seeing the tech coming out here. Flawless block in the corner. Sub-Zero does seem to be in complete control of this match right now. He's dictating the pace of the match. He's playing his game. Scorpion's trying to adapt and trying to make his way out of it. And everything Scorpion is trying doesn't seem to be working. He did manage to get that combo opening, but unfortunately, Careless Winner opted for the air escape. But now we're going to see Scorpion, unfortunately, dropping that particular combo there, Lebo. And might be something that he's going to regret. Let's see if he's able to close it out here. No, there's no meter to continue the combo, but it does amplify.
Charlie, he's got the life lead.
And
he does have the advantage, and he's also got the round as well. And you know what? That also plays in favor for Scorpion. You can't trap Scorpion into a corner, but you do have Sub-Zero, who does have the advantage of the Arctic trap. If played well, it becomes a deadly frame trap and a trap altogether to try and run away from. And you know, one thing that Careless Winner knows how to utilize is both the frame trap, the overheads, and the low, as you can see right now. He's trying to mix up the game so much for LegendKiller, and he gets out of the corner, like I spoke about. Trying to trap Scorpion in the corner is nearly impossible with a really quick lightning teleport. Comes with a crushing blow, and he's going to try and capitalize on this. And you know, he walks away with Careless Winner, you know, rolling away from both of his bars, going to try and, you know, bait Careless Winner in doing a move. That's why he tried to do the teleport over there. Careless Winner, looking at his options, is pretty even Stevens when it comes to a life bar right now, Charlie. And I'm not sure which way this is going to go.
It's very difficult to call right now. Artipartner saying in chat he's absolutely loving the fact that Sub-Zero tried to disguise himself as Rain in preparation for the Scorpion matchup. But unfortunately, Scorpion knows exactly who he's up against and says, you know what? You can try to pretend to be Rain. I can see through you. You are Sub-Zero, and you will eat my fatal blow. Unfortunately, that did not kill, but fortunately, he gets the down forward 4. Ends it off with the back 3.
And goes to the overhead.
One game apiece. LegendKiller living up to the name.
Absolutely, and like I said, his adaptive play is actually pretty awesome. I'm happy to see that he managed to take that, and he took that in 2 rounds to 0, Charlie. So, you know, clearly he's kind of seen, you know, what Careless Winner, you've seen the gaps in Sub-Zero. I know he's played many Sub-Zeros on Kombat Online, including the infamous West Moby, which hopefully we get here one day. And, you know, obviously, and a lot of people, the rumors going around, Charlie, that one of the best Sub-Zeros online to date is actually in the form of Killer's Winner. We saw Russy 212 actually, and I don't know if you know this, Charlie, try and pick up Sub-Zero. But again, going back to your comment and our department's comment in trying to get him in the Rain skin, this week's Combat League is actually all in the skin of Rain. And this is not going to fool the Legend Killer. It doesn't matter who comes to him. Sub-Zero will body Charlie.
Well, I also see a comment in here saying that you mentioned Wes Moby. There's also a chat here saying that we need to get K Divine on the Combat Africa as well. And you know what? Why not? Why not? If he's part of the African, if he's part of the African community and he hasn't been on stream yet, reach out to the guy, get him on stream, and I'm sure there's going to be many suited in terms of opponents that might want to face him. But we haven't seen him on Combat Africa before, and if he is part of the FCG African community, there should be absolutely no reason why we can get him here on Combat Africa. That's my 2 cents, Lebo. I don't know about you.
I'm going to add your 2 cents. I'm all about inclusion of all Africans. I'm going to tell you right now, K Divine is a toxic player. I've played him. He's come to tell me a lot of smack. But Charlie, I don't know if you know it or not, but a lot of players in this community, and they know themselves, and they're probably going to turn a red cheek, have actually come to tell me off, and I've invited them, to FGC Africa regardless, to be part of the group or whatnot. And they've come on the chat, they've told me a whole bunch of crap. They hated the way I played with Garrus, they hated the way I spammed with the down 1-2. But in either case, they're now part of family. K Divine happens to be a very toxic player that we make fun of, regardless of the day. But he is African, and he is one of us, and we'd love to have him I would love to have him on stream. So, K Divine, if you're hearing this, buddy, we want to have you on. Wes Moby, if you're hearing this, we'd love to have you on this stream. We're all about showcasing our talent, and you're part of the Combat Africa League, and we want to have you in the Africa League as well.
I think what's also quite apparent, Lebo, is as we just taking our focus off this particular match with Careless Winner having taken the first round, LegendKiller trying to fight back here and has got a very healthy life lead in this round number 2 of match number 3. So we're just going to wait to see exactly what the outcome of this match is before we go into the next part of exactly what it is that I want to say. Now, are we going to see a comeback coming through here from Careless Winner? Anything is possible with Sub-Zero. He's got access to that fatal blow, but he also has access to Scorpion's foot in his face. 1 round apiece, 1 game apiece. We look like we have a match here.
Absolutely. It comes with the standing 3 to kind of close the game off as well, Charlie. And now, they're kind of measuring each other's distance. Scorpion waiting to bait out. I play LegendKiller. He's waiting to find out if Sub-Zero is going to do a move so he can bait him out with the teleport. Killer's Winner, I think, has kind of snuffed that out. And LegendKiller is going to try and, work his way around this. At the moment, it's kind of hard to tell because they both have a lot of access to, fatal blows and crushing blows. But as you can see right now, Killer's Winner with a very smart Arctic Trap and the crushing blow in the corner for a sweet 32% damage. Oh, and a flawless block. And I think he started his Scorpion blow too much. And oh my God, wraps it up with the brutality.
That's sending a message. That's sending a message.
Sure are you.
We spoke about this. We spoke about this, the adaptability, and LegendKiller turned it around very nicely in that second game. And you know what? As well as LegendKiller adapted in that game number 2, Careless Winner returned the favor and said, you know what? If you can adapt, so can I. And we saw one hell of an adaptation coming through there because, you know what? Believe it or not, that last round was extremely convincing on behalf of Careless Winner. So, I'm all in favor of everybody who agrees with me here can just put a little thumbs up in the chat, but we've got ourselves a bit of a match here.
That match was hype, was brilliant to watch, was good to see, Careless Winner kind of return the serve there. LegendKiller obviously now locked into this character in Scorpion, believes in him, and is going to have to ride him out till the end of the game. I would have thought he was going to go for Baraka pick, but clearly Scorpion has got a lot more tools than Baraka does against Sub-Zero, and LegendKiller, having to come off the win in that first game to return, in the second game to return against Killer's Winner, has seen something and believes the potential of Scorpion, Charlie. But Killer's Winner, I don't think is going to let this go down without a fight.
Well, we wait and see. And you know what? I just have to interrupt everybody there because we have hit the 50 mark in chat tonight. Guys, thank you so much for your support. I see a couple of new guys. Tall Brother, Yengwe, Thunder Grootboom, I see you. Mephisto 2119. There's a couple of new guys here, so just, you know what?
Thanks for coming.
It's just absolutely fantastic to see guys showing up on stream for the first time, contributing, whether it just be making one comment in chat. You know what? We see your comment, we see your contribution, and we really appreciate everybody's support. We've got this match right now in front of us here, Lebo. Kalos Winner leading LegendKiller by 2-1. A slight life lead in this game, number 4. But,
ooh, and I think he wanted to go with the combo into the fatal blow. And I think what happens is that Kalos Winner snuffed that out, snuffed the desperation, and managed to get, you know, that W over Scorpion. Again, very close, but right now, Kalos Winner at match point. And, you know, and LegendKiller has got to turn this around if you want something to happen. If you want to be able to live long and do it for the Shiaru, do it for Kata, you know, do it for, you know, for the rest of his clan, for his family, he's got to make sure that he takes this. And so far, Charlie, he's in a very convincing life at the moment, but I don't think, you know, we should write off Kalos Winner just yet. Coming with a throw, you know, keeping him in the corner with the 4th throw, trying to go for the eyes. LegendKiller trying to go for the goal. Great tech frag, and comes back with a very, very convincing teleport. And this may be it, Charlie. Now, I think this may be the match. This may be the round to turn the tide.
That's very difficult to say because one thing I am noticing in this match and the matches before this is that LegendKiller is kind of adopting a high reward, high risk, high reward strategy. And on a few occasions, he's gone for a couple of unsafe stuff which hasn't gone optimally punished. But unfortunately, as you said, it was going to finish. Kalos Winner turns it around and we see a Mercy. This is something quite interesting here, Lebo.
It's not something I would chance, you know, and LegendKiller has taken that. I wonder if this is going to haunt Kalos Winner, or if Kalos Winner has gotten cocky and feels that, you know, this isn't really a matchup suited for him, and this is a matchup he knows very well, and that doesn't matter what comes to him, he still has another game that he can go. So technically, he's got 3 rounds to try and win this, Charlie. And you know, LegendKiller is going to utilize everything he's got. But so far, Kalos Winner making a mockery of it at the moment, Charlie. What are your thoughts?
He does look like he's extremely comfortable in this particular match. He's given the Mercy through the round away from a winning position, but basically just picking up from where he left off now. And you know what? I think when I see things like this on stream, Mercies being given or dished out where it's really not the most opportune time to give a Mercy. I would love to actually see LegendKiller turn this around completely and tie this up at 2-all. It will cause a match. It would cause a little bit of uncertainty with Kalos Winner. Trying the tricky stuff. Defense holding up so far, but unfortunately not happening for LegendKiller, and he finds himself now down by 3-1.
Not at all. Not at all.
Marcus Botha in chat saying Vingat to Kalos Winner there. For those of you who understand Afrikaans, you know exactly what he's referring to. Basically just saying, you know what, he's cocky, he's arrogant, he's feeling himself. Us Cape Townians and us South Africans, we have terms for just about anything. So right now, the only term that matters, Lebo, is that LegendKiller is down 3-1 against Kalos Winner. And it's got a bit of a mountain to climb to make his way back here. And he's gone for the Baraka pick. Now, I haven't seen this Baraka, but you had something to say about this Baraka a little bit earlier on in the show. Can you tell us what we can expect from this particular pick?
Sure. Charlie, I don't know if you remember, but Charlie, you actually commented on his Baraka in your Salt series when he fought RDW. Oh, sorry, when he fought Zombie Classic. And your words were like, LegendKiller is your Heidi account, Mark the Shark, because your Baraka plays absolutely like it. So you have to use Baraka in action. I can tell you right now that in this variation, he's absolutely vicious. You're going to see a lot of down 3 into the chop. You're going to see down 1 into the chop. Any sort of air moves that you can, you know, pretty much anti-air into the chop as well. So Baraka is his ultimate go-to if Scorpion doesn't work, I know that he goes into Baraka. So here's the trend, Charlie. He goes Liu Kang usually if he thinks the player is, so-so. He goes into Scorpion because that's his day one character, and goes into Baraka because that's what he's the most comfortable with. And Baraka is usually the character that he relies on to try and take a win. So I'm pretty excited to see, which way this is going to go. But so far, Charlie, from what I can see, the overhead makes up the lows. The plus frames from Sub-Zero are just winning all over Baraka at the moment. He seems that he's choking, but Baraka finally making a fight out of that corner. And, you might see the comeback of only a master can bring in terms of, him being down 3-1 to bring this back 5-3.
Well, it remains to be seen. He is playing with one of the most damaging characters in Mortal Kombat 11 in Baraka. So 1 or 2 combos and you're suddenly down to about 15% life. But, that being said, Lebo, Careless Winner does seem to know his way around this particular match. Good anti-air coming through there as well. Arctic Trap with the frame trap. It's just absolutely relentless in terms of the pressure that LegendKiller is having to experience with this particular Sub-Zero play, because he does look in complete control of his character right now, Lebo, and I think unfortunately for LegendKiller, he's on the receiving end of it.
You said it correctly already, Charlie. It's the pressure that Sub-Zero is bringing. And you know what? I've got to be honest. It's a marvel to see how well this Octave Trap works. It's got so many startup frames, but once it's launched, it's so hard to deal with. And especially a knockdown, it's such a problem to deal with. But LegendKiller obviously doesn't want to go down without a fight, and he does anyway. Gets skewered with the Sub-Zero combo. Baraka cannot be happy about this. LegendKiller cannot be happy about this. He's kind of got to rethink his game strategy, Charlie. And I think, from what I've seen, he may stick with another Baraka pick. You said it. He only needs to be touched twice, and the whole game changes. But Careless Winner playing out of his mind, and you can see why he's such a terror on Combat League. He knows his Sub-Zero through and through. And, I love his adaptive play. And this is, again, testimony why our scene is so amazing. And like I said, LegendKiller gonna stick with Baraka. That's his go-to guy. That's his number one guy. And he's gonna hope to turn this around. 5 games now. It's 4 games to 1. Am I right, Charlie? So he's gonna try to turn this game.
100%. So he's locked himself into Baraka. And I think that speaks volumes in terms of the belief that he has in this particular character. But, you know what? Careless Winner has been relentless in terms of the pressure he's been dishing out with the Sub-Zero pick. He's made things look very comfortable. He's dished out the Mercy where it didn't seem like the best thing to do. But as things stand right now, he's up 4-1, and he's probably got every reason to feel a little bit confident going into this potential final match of the set.
Well, you know what? He's got 6 rounds that he can mess up, Charlie, and that for him is a lot in terms of Mortal Kombat. And so far, as it stands, he is taking this round and he is killing the LegendKiller. LegendKiller, obviously not the way he thought this game was gonna go. Careless Winner proving why he's got the title and the name Careless Winner. Again, hating all the way from Zambia. He seems very comfortable in this matchup. It doesn't seem anything can shake him right now, Charlie.
Well, it doesn't look too good for LegendKiller right now. He's kind of just throwing a couple of pokes out there, hoping that it's going to connect. As the opportunity unfolds for him to get a decent combo in comes the breakaway into play. Just everything from meter management to foot cheese to spacing to pressure game to frame traps to just about everything that Sub-Zero has in his arsenal is being utilized by Careless Winner right now. And I'm almost already, my mouth is watering for the possible opportunity to see one of Zambia's newest players in in Careless Winner going up against one of the newest players in South Africa, being Atrocity. So guys, just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you think that Careless Winner versus Atrocity is something that you want to see in a future edition of FGC Africa. just to let me know and to let Lebo know what your guys' thoughts are around the potential of that match becoming a reality.
Yeah, sure. You know what? And I think it's something that we all want to see. So far, they're both at fatal blows right now. LegendKiller could still kind of take it, but nope. That's going to end it, Charlie, and that's going to end it. Oh, wow. He's going to give him another mercy. And, he's got the room for it, Charlie. He's got so many games that LegendKiller is going to come back with. And I guess this is a mental game.
Watch out for that slide. Watch out for that slide. I saw it coming.
Watch the feet.
But
Watch the feet. Watch the feet.
That was unexpected. That was unexpected. I was speechless for about 5 seconds there, because everything about that particular match told me that Careless Winner was going to take it. And out came the amplified Blade Spark, and LegendKiller lives to fight another round at least.
And it was only 2 seconds. Charlie, I don't know if you noticed that as well. So it was very, very close. The amplified base spark goes one high, then one mid. So I don't know if Careless Winner knew that, but he ended up eating it, and LegendKiller managed to get the win. But again, this is no stranger to the tale. We saw this again. Careless Winner gave him a mercy and managed to take the round. But this time, it's a lifeline, Charlie. So the conditions are different. LegendKiller has got to win this, and he is fighting for his life. He's got a very, 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 close life lead right now against Careless Winner. Careless Winner obviously not going to let this go. He does have his fatal blow, so he may try to utilize that. And where he's standing right now, it might kill. Oh, and he's gone for it, Johnny.
I think this is going to not kill. I think he's going to have about 30 life points left. If I'm not mistaken, if my math is correct, it's going to be about 30 left. 60. Well, there we go. So it's not quite finished yet. And here is the time where LegendKiller is going to have to make his move.
Ooh, reads that quite well. Tries to go for the base box, and Careless Winner, I gotta say, very clever in coming with the slide. Oh my God! Goes for the brutality, and that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm not sure if that was a reaction there, Lebo. I saw it happen. The blade spark came out, and at the very last frame, Careless Winner happened to get the back forward 3, the sub-zero, the classic slide, just missing the blade spark. I'm not sure if that was planned or if that just happened to be the move that he was thinking about. But what we saw happen right there was an absolutely hype ending to a match between Careless Winner and LegendKiller himself. Unfortunately for LegendKiller, going down by 5 games to 1 against what seems to be an extremely strong competitor in Careless Winner. Well done to Careless Winner for taking that in his stream debut, I must add, by 5 games to 1. I don't know what your thoughts are, Lebo, but I was extremely impressed.
You know what? Careless Winner lived up to his name. We knew he was going to be a terror. We knew how good he, potentially might be. He lived up to the hype. He showed us that he could adapt. He showed us that he did know, the games to come. And again, an added bonus, he is Zambian. And all the Zambian players, as we list them off, Killjoy, Moochie, Dexter Fury, Zombie Classic, MTB 5000, they all have this juice about them, Charlie. And, they come to party. They don't come to play. Any player that is Zambian seems to have the juice. Again, there's some names I forget, the only Yonko, LSG, don't worry, I got you, the brothers. And, they know how to play this game. And, Charlie, it's extremely impressive what they've done tonight. Careless Winner, absolutely remarkable with what he has done, what he's showcased. That Sub-Zero of his is absolutely troublesome. He has pretty much cleared 90% of us when it comes to the Kombat League. And not an easy win, but a very, very satisfying win. Sorry, Charlie, I can't even.
I hear you. I hear you. Satisfying indeed.
Thank you. Satisfying win to have over. But Charlie, we've got 2 big matches tonight. Oh no, It's
No, we don't. We've
Panda
got
Bear and
one left. We've got one left. We've seen 3 fantastic matches already.
And Panda Bear has just left, but Atrocity is already in the room. So let's see if we can get Panda Bear again. Now, Panda Bear did mention that he may have connection issues, but
We
they
actually
did
tested it
try
a
and
bit
connect-
earlier. We actually tested
Yeah,
it with
he could-
Atrocity in the lobby as well. And the two of them
True.
connected perfectly fine. So I'm hoping that what was a bit earlier is going to be exactly the same experience that Panda Bear is going to have right now. And I think it's just a matter of him coming into the lobby, taking his time, thinking about how he wants to approach this particular match, because up against Atrocity, he's going up against one of Africa's best.
Absolutely.
Atrocity
It's
is
nice.
new to the scene. He started off on PC level,
Okay.
got himself a PS4, jumped onto the PS4, actually
Wow.
took out Killjoy in one of the recent AGCL tournaments. In the pool stages, he took Killjoy out by 3-0, made it all the way to the finals, and unfortunately for Atrocity, Killjoy did get his run back. He also made it all the way to the finals of the Metal State tournament that happened the same weekend the CGL event happened, also making it to the final, and again also going out to Killjoy. So this guy, I think, is punching way above his weight, and not just punching way above his weight, but is able to dish out quite a few killer blows himself. So Atrocity versus Panda Bear, this is going to be absolutely hype. But before we get there, guys, I'm just going to do myself and the audience a favor. I'm just going to lower the music, and I'm going to offer you guys something a little bit different, just to kind of say, you know what, this is the final match.
In
Let's
desperate
just
need of
mix it up a
therapy,
little bit.
Mr. Rourke.
You know what, Charlie? Like you said, taking down Killjoy is no easy feat at all. And anyone who manages to stop a Killjoy, especially 3-0, has to consider himself a god. So Atrocity, no stranger to the scene. Kudos to him to try and join the PS4 scene. And, you know, obviously has adapted very, very, very well. A lot of us on PS4 as well. You know, he's obviously a monster in himself. I know Jax is one of his stronger players, but tonight it looks like a
It takes a lot of money to look this cheap.
Joker character, kind of the newer boss character. But you know what, Charlie, in the hands of professionals, these guys are totally awesome. Again, battle. And like you mentioned, not an easy feat, but you know, Atrocity is one person that took out Killjoy, and you know, Panda Bear is someone I'd love to see evolve, especially with his Etron pick in a first to 5. I guess Charlie, he's gonna pick Shang Tsung to try and adapt and try and figure out what punches Joker can throw at him.
Well, we are experiencing a little bit of lag between these two guys, so hopefully it's just a lag spike and it's going to disappear fairly shortly. Does seem to have stabilized a little bit. And this character, Lebo, you've mentioned it before. You want to see him nerfed as far as possible to the ground, because he just has access to about everything, especially in this particular variation. And what I can also say, having gone up against this particular Joker before, controlled by Atrocity, this is an absolute nightmare to deal with.
You know what? He is throwing shades of Jason Voorhees, of Leatherface, of Freddy Krueger. He's just a nightmare, Charlie. What you hate to deal with a Joker is someone who has access to all the tools, to zoning, to setups, to mids, to standing ones. That is a character you don't want to deal with. And Sonic Fox has shown us, you know, some of the greats all across the world have shown us their default character is to go towards the Joker pick. And again, no stranger, you know, to us, particularly in Africa, when you have someone in the hands of an expert, Joker is an absolute nightmare to deal with. I hate playing against Joker personally myself. The reach is ridiculous, the plus frames are ridiculous, and his Joker seems to be closing off this win against Shang Tsung right now, Charlie. It's just testimony to exactly what I'm saying.
Unfortunately, Panda Bear tried the short hop, just out of reach, and ate the forward 2-1-2 from Joker, crushing blow. And it's as simple as that for for Atrocity in this first game at least. And I think immediately what we're going to see now, Lebo, is Panda Bear probably steering away from that Shang Tsung pick and probably going to a character that he's much more comfortable with. And I'm hoping that I'm going to see the character that I was expecting to see when Panda Bear first showed up on screen, and that is Cetrion.
You know what? Sometimes go to the devil that you know, Charlie. Try to surprise some of these characters. Parasurama picked up for Shang Tsung. Wasn't so sure about that, but again, Parasurama is very theatrical, very technical. So, he obviously knows how to work with some of these characters. Coming here, and picking up another character, try to be surgical against them is very, very difficult, and trying to, bring up a bit of a surprise. And sometimes it's better to go with your default character, your day one, the player that you know the best, and that's what, Panda Bear is going with right now.
Well, I'm glad to see it, to be quite honest with you. Okay, the character positions are kind of confusing me right now, because I would have assumed that with Atrocity having won the first game, he would be on the left-hand side of the screen. But be that as it may, I will sort that out shortly. We do see Cetrion on screen going up against Joker. And I think this is variation number 3, Lebo. Variation number 3 of Cetrion. And we have been seeing this over the last couple of weeks by Panda Bear. And I think the more and more he's played with her and showcased her on screen, the more and more comfortable he looked with this particular variation. I do know that he was very comfortable with the spring cleaning variation in the earlier days of FGC Africa, but his Cetrion play has kind of evolved. His variation choice has kind of evolved. And as we're seeing right now, variation number 3 being controlled, already having taken that first round. So, seems to be working well thus far.
Absolutely, and you know what? I saw this Born Again variation in Metal State last week when I commentated, and you know what? One thing to note as well, Charlie, is that there are very few Cetrion players and very few that actually take the V3 variation. So it's actually a counter pick for the mix-up game as well. And I know Panda Bear has been working very hard on this V3 variation. As you can see, it's actually yielded a couple of rewards, because it keeps the players guessing, because she's got so many different access to tools, and you can see right now Panda Bear is utilizing those tools and get the advantage over Joker. Although probably not too much ahead in terms of Atrocity, but still comfortable in terms of having a 1-round lead right now and zoning him out, and boom, Panda Bear takes it convincingly. 2 rounds to 0 and matching it up and lighting up the board, 1-1. And Charlie, you gotta ask yourself as a player, kind of going into this. I know Panda Bear's player card is good Shang Tsung, but clearly his number 1 day 1 lady is actually in Cetrion. And you have to ask yourself, should I have thrown away that round against a competitor, against Atrocity, or should I have just gone in full steam, full heat with my number 1 Cetrion player, to take the game? Because clearly Atrocity's got something to do, Charlie.
Well, you know what, going up against a character like Atrocity, he could have also been thinking to himself, in preparation for this match, I'm sure he would have thought about me bringing out the Cetrion. So let's change things up a bit, bring something unexpected to Atrocity, maybe something that he hasn't prepared for, but unfortunately in terms of what he was able to bring with Shang Tsung, clearly not enough for Atrocity to be faced by, and I think quite deservedly Atrocity took that first game. Panda nicely turned it around in match number 2, and we've already seen a swap of character coming through from Atrocity. We've now got Scorpion on screen, also using variation 3, and the lag is coming in again.
You can see that the lag not looking pretty at all, Charlie. I hope it does hold, but it's looking pretty bad. I think one of them might get kicked out from this, so I may have to invite one of them back. Yep, Panda Bear has gone out. So as Atrocity stays, I'm going to try to get Panda Bear back in this. Again, we apologize for this. TIA, this is Africa. Guys, please do bear with us. This is our final card for the night. I hope you've been enjoying them yourselves. We've had 3 great matches.
Okay, so we are going to try to get Panda Bear back in. The score, if I'm not mistaken, is 1 game apiece. They were just about to start match number 3. That didn't quite happen. Lagged out in the very opening exchanges of that match. So we are going to try to get Panda Bear back into the Koth lobby. We'll start off or restart rather from one game each. As I mentioned earlier, guys, these guys did in fact test the Koth a little bit earlier on just to make sure that the connection holds. Panda Bear, from what I understand, does have a little bit of history in terms of having difficulty staying in a Koth. So we did test it just to make sure that it is going to hold. The test went absolutely to perfection. So the fact that this is happening right now is a little bit disappointing. But as Lebo says before, this is Africa. It is one of those things that we're going to have to just deal with. And hopefully we'll be able to get Panda Bear back in here as soon as possible. Panda Bear just apologizing in chat, but he is back in the lobby, so we are going to get back into the match. Hopefully the lag is behind us, the matches can continue, and these guys can continue putting on a show for us. As things stand right now, it is Panda Bear 1, Atrocity 1 in a first to 5. Still looking absolutely well poised to be just a fantastic match overall. Atrocity going with the Burning Spectre Scorpion pick. Panda Bear, having won the first, or the last match rather, is stuck with the Born Again variation of Cetrion. One game apiece. These guys are just about ready to get back in. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Panda Bear 1, Atrocity 1.
Charlie, you there?
I'm here, 100%, and I'm already enjoying the opening exchanges of this match number 3. One game apiece between these two competitors, and Panda Bear looks to be much more comfortable than what he did with that Shang Tsung pick, already establishing about a 70% life lead in this round number 1. And Atrocity eventually finds an opening where he can fight back, drops the combo in the corner, faces a short hop, gets a boulder onto the head. Scorpion not looking too comfortable.
Not at all. And Charlie, as I was saying earlier on, I don't know if I was on the mic, but you know, in this variation, Panda Bear's got access to 3 very unique setups and sets from Cetrion in fire, wind, and ice. I think it is. So far, he looks very, very comfortable. Panda Bear, no stranger to any Scorpion picks, so I should imagine that he should be pretty comfortable, in this setup. But Scorpion again in the Burning Spectre has got access to a lot more tools, and in the mix-up game, as you can see, he tried to mix up, Panda Bear before the lag kind of kicked in. So great to see Panda Bear, again in this Born Again variation. But in round 2, it looks like Atrocity seems a lot more comfortable in this, Charlie. He has the life lead, but Panda Bear kind of fighting back and putting him in the corner, and it seems kind of hard, even against that 1-1-2, as he blocks that, Charlie, and again, and then that cancel and goes for the throw, and looks like Panda Bear is a little bit more in the receiving end, puts him in the corner, and I think this might do it. Yeah, that one poke.
That was actually relentless from Atrocity in that round. He obviously found a tool in the 1-1-2 that seemed to work, staggered it up a bit, didn't complete the string, and I think he kept Panda Bear guessing throughout that round. And I think Panda Bear going into round number 3 is probably going to have to do something a little bit similar, just mix his game up a little bit. And again, unfortunately, it seems like between these two great competitors, it seems like lag is going to be victorious here. In true African spirit, these guys are just going to continue through all the obstacles that they are facing, but it's really hard for both these guys to put on the kind of show that I know both of them are capable of doing amidst this lag. But I think it seems to have settled down just a little bit. And in true African spirit, these guys are just getting back into it, continuing from where it was before the lag hit them. Great interrupt there from Atrocity. Attempted flawless block, unfortunately. Not the greatest range or hitbox on that particular up 2. But Cetrion does have a decent enough life lead, and she does exactly what she needs to do to close off this match number 3. Cetrion, having gone down, or Panda Bear rather, having gone down in the first game, now found himself in the lead by 2-1. Lebo, what's your thoughts?
You know what? I think at this point in time, Charlie, I'm going to go to my day one. So I'm probably looking to go back to Jax at this point in time for Atrocity. I know Atrocity is well known for a Jax player. And, you know, after having to gone through the players he's gone through, he may have to do what Panda Bear has done, and that's go back to your day one and the devil you know best. Panda Bear came out with Shang Tsung, didn't quite work out. Went to Cetron. As you can see, he's kind of hopped on from a 1-0 lead to 2-1. Atrocity, probably thinking about this quite a lot, and like I called it, has gone to Jax, and that's his go-to player.
Well, that's 2 for 2 for you, isn't it? I mean, you've been calling things like a play-by-play happening.
You know what? Well, you know the community so well. You kind of know which way they're gonna go, and you know it kind of helps as well. You know, when you're competing. In a tight spot like Kombat League, or if you're competing in an Assault series or in a Kombat Afrika, where you gotta showcase what you can do, you want to bring out your best. You know, you don't want to be no scrub, or you don't want to come out free, or any sort of mop leftovers. So in this way, Jax is definitely one of Atrocity's strongest players. I like to believe it's day one. But Panda Bear doesn't care who he brings, and so far, Charlie, he's got a very, very, very convincing life lead, despite the 70% so far. And it seems that Atrocity has got no answers at the moment for Panda Bear. What are your thoughts, Charlie?
I must be honest with you. What I'm seeing right now is that Panda Bear just brings such great mobility to every match that he plays in, and I think that mobility is being a little bit of a difficult thorn for Jax right now, because Atrocity normally style in your face, just bringing on the pain. Unfortunately, that lag is just becoming such a pain, really, for the audience, I'm sure, because I think, as we can see on screen, this has the makings of an absolute classic match, being really ruined by this lag that these guys are experiencing.
It is absolutely awful, and I think Atrocity's got to be frustrated, because I'm pretty sure, Charlie, you would have been going for the crushing blow at that point with the quad grab. But you know what? In hindsight, Charlie, that might have actually saved Atrocity, because Panda Bear was one poke away from winning that, but we got to restart that all over again. So
I think what I'm going to ask you to do, Lebo, as you're speaking about restart, maybe you want to start the Koth and just see if there's any sort of difference between you inviting everybody in and you hosting it, just to see if it's going to have, just to do some sort of troubleshooting, I guess, in terms of what's going to be the best way to see this match actually unfold from start to finish. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to close the Koth, if you can just invite everybody back in, and then we'll see if it's going to have any sort of difference in terms of the experience.
Sure. No problem. Yeah, cool. I will exit the Koth right now, and I will invite everybody all over again. So, Charlie, just to get this right, I'm going to exclude you from the Koth. Am I correct?
You can invite everybody, and then once you get in, you can then re-invite me. I will then obviously only be able to see, actually no, that's going to be counterproductive from an audience perspective. So sure. Invite me in, I will go AFK and then invite the other two guys in.
Cool. Let me do that right now, Charlie. I am getting the invites ready right now. I'm setting this up. King of the Hill. And again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your patience. We know it's not ideal. Again, TIA, this is Africa. We do the best that we can with what we've got, but we're going to try and get this match underway as soon as possible. We hope you are enjoying yourselves. It's been, a lot of hype sets, some upsets, some predictable wins, but end of the day, we thank you guys for being here and tuning in.
Kevin just mentioning in chat that he just heard from a very reliable inside source that Panda Bear is actually running 4K tentacle hentai downloads.
It is, Charlie, it is 5 to 10 o'clock. A lot of this time is probably going to go from porn into Charlotte Styles, into Alexis Texas, and Jana Jameson.
I have no idea
into
who
all
you're
the
talking about. Absolutely no
Yeah,
idea
sure,
whatsoever.
I'm sure you don't. They made great Friday night action, and now they make great weekly action because of COVID-19. And seems like Pornhub and whatnot up on the up, hentai and so forth for some of the weebos, and that's what we have to contend with. But Charlie, I've sent you an invite. I'm going to get you to go into AFK. I'm going to go to AFK as well.
I've received it. I see Atrocities already
Atrocity.
there, as always, waiting patiently for this match to get
Of course.
underway.
Of
He is
course.
down by
Of
2
course.
games to 1. We're just waiting for Panda Bear to get back into the lobby. Alexis Texas gang says
Absolutely.
AI law.
Alexis Texas does like his white meat. I mean, sorry, Lord does like his white meat. In Alexis.
Okay.
So, fun fact, because I have a stash report. Alexis Texas does not do black dudes. They're just too big for her. So she does not do big dudes. So Law, you got no chance with Alexis Texas. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. It's not for you, homie. It's not for you. But I tell you what, though, Atrocity and Panda Bear are going to be smashing each other right now. They have a lit match in round. Charlie, remind me, round 3, round 4.
Match number 4, Atrocity down,
Go for it.
Panda in the lead by 2 games to 1.
Okay. And
Let's
Atrocity
see.
has got bring this back. Atrocity could bring this back. Atrocity is not a character to run, to easily write off. And his Jax player is, absolutely boss. Probably the number 1 Jax in Africa. I know I've seen a lot of Jax in the Only Yonko, in Kevin. I can't remember what his PSND name is.
I
PSNID
think it's
name.
Noob Phantom, if I'm not mistaken.
Phantom, correct. New Phantom, and he's got an amazing Jax. But Atrocity's Jax, he's got a fine-tuned way of just working this Jax and making BLM work. So we've got Atrocity versus Panda Bear. Atrocity is number 1 pick. Panda Bear in his number 1 pick in Citrion. Lit match, hype match, Charlie. I actually don't know which way this is gonna go. For the first time, I actually don't know which way it's gonna go. These are the number 1 picks.
It's extremely difficult to call, Lebo, and I think the only thing that we can be guaranteed of is we're going to see some high quality play nonetheless, irrespective of which way this does go. We are going to see some high quality play. We are going to see some pain being brought by Jack. We are going to see some zoning being brought by Cetrion. But who's going to win is anybody's guess right now. Panda Bear, continuing from where he left off though, and has already established a fairly decent life lead. Jax just needs to maybe just readjust his approach here, because as I was mentioning before they lagged out in the previous match, Atrocity is one of those players that's always in your face, doesn't give you much time, mixes his game up very quickly. But Panda Bear seems to be ready for just about everything that Atrocity is throwing at him. So 2-1 up, already a 1 round lead in this particular match. And there is Atrocity there. Jack's just reminding Panda Bear there, stay out of the skies. This is a no-fly zone. Staggering with the forward 3, relentless with the pressure, mixing it up with a forward grab. And already Panda Bear straight in the corner. Sorry, Lebo, you were saying.
No, not at all. I was going to say, this is Jack's mid-stagger. I like the way Panda Bear kind of closed off the last match, which is jump 3 into the Hellfire. But, like you called it so far, Charlie, Atrocity, someone likes to get into your face. And that could be very suffocating. As you can see, Jack's taking that round very, very convincingly with a 90%, if not 95%, health lead. So, this is their number 1 character. Jack's coming in, with that rush flow. And Panda Bear coming in with the wins, and this is just basically hammer and tongs going back and forth, against each other and trying to snuff out, crushing blows. But as you can see, Panda Bear with the advantages, with the strings and with the staggers, and kind of with a decent life right now. But Jack's not someone to write off right now, Charlie. And I think, again, like you said it on, it's hard to call.
It is indeed. And remember, Jax is probably one of these characters in Mortal Kombat that possesses the most dangerous combat factor. He's got access to so many crushing blows. Unfortunately, none of them will be able to be used now because he has gone down. And Panda Bear now finds himself leading by 3 games to 1. and I'm sure that Panda will be very happy with what he's brought to the table so far. Atrocity, not too often, but he does have something to think about.
Absolutely, and you call it as you said, Atrocity goes out, gives Panda Bear a 10. Panda Bear playing incredible in a variation that very, 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 very few tend to use, Charlie. Atrocity kind of has to go back to the drawing board. I know on his combat card he has a Kung Lao, his Katana, he's got a Jade. But we hope he's going to stick with his number one player, which is going to be Jax. Panda Bear looking very, very comfortable at the moment. But I gotta say, Charlie, I don't think Atrocity did anything wrong with his Jax other than trying to find opportunities to punish Panda Bear. I think this is the best character to use against Panda Bear right now in trying to find ways trying to get in. I know Jax has got a number of tools, which is one of the biggest advantages in terms of other players. In that after he does a crushing blow, his arms become heated, and after doing a fatal blow, his arms become heated, and he's got tools to zoning or into the KB, which is another 34-35%. So Jax, like you said earlier on, has got a great comeback factor, and I couldn't think of a better player to pick against Cetrion, Charlie.
Well, it does seem to me like Atrocity has found where he's comfortable with going up against Panda Bear, and we're going to see if what he's bringing to the table is going to do any good, because in the last couple of matches it did seem to be a little bit of one-way traffic on Panda Bear's part, and Atrocity really going to have to try to just do things a little bit differently to try to get back into the match. And as things stand right now, not doing too bad a job zoning him out.
Not at all. And he's running a train right now, and at the moment, he's not giving Panda Bear a chance to attack, and maybe that's the strategy. Charlie, is to go all out offensive and suffocate any sort of options that Panda Bear has got in terms of attack. And Jax does have the tools for that sort of thing as well. I'm not so sure about his zoning tool in terms of that shotgun. It takes so much long to load, and in terms of startup frames. But everything else that Jax has got is a menacing tool. And I can see that Atrocity is using that as a down 3 into the rush punch. And here we go, trying to go for the mix-up and trying to suffocate Panda Bear, once again. And I think, Charlie, this is the strategy that he should have gone from day one. That he's finding his stride and he's finding his confidence in it.
Well, one of the things that Jax does possess, and it's probably one of the most perfect normals in the game, and that is Jax's forward 2. Jax's forward 2, I think, is quite slept on in many instances, and the way Atrocity utilizes the forward 2 is just unbelievable. Jax has access to the forward 2, he's got access to a forward 3, which is actually, I think, unsafe on block, but because of his strong stagger game, it's very difficult to respond to a raw forward 3, because you're always expecting it to become a forward 3-3, and it just keeps your opponent guessing all the time. And that's exactly what we saw coming through from Atrocity in this match number 5. Having taken that, he's put himself in a 1-game deficit now, bringing it back to 3 games to 2. And now, I think, more than before, Atrocity is looking a bit more comfortable with Jax, and he already has Panda Bear thinking, what do I need to bring out for this particular match? He's sticking to Cetrion, and it looks like he might be considering a variation change. He's thinking about it, which is exactly what I like to see. Not rushing into the match, but just thinking about what went wrong, what could change, and after some deliberation, going back to the Born Again variation. This is typical tournament Mortal Kombat 11 action. This is exactly what we love to see. Injustice sounds absolutely correct, Parasurama. Lebo, your thoughts? 3 games to 2 in favor of Panda Bear. How do you see this going, knowing now that Atrocity has found a little bit of comfort with this Jax pick?
What I think that Panda Bear made the right choice. Stick with Cetrion, stick with the devil that you know. Try and figure out this Jax in the game as you go. This Jax can be menacing, and you said it correctly. Jax has got great tools, particularly in his 4-3 stagger. He's got that 4-3-3, come into the overhead. A lot of players tend to go for the down 1. The down 1 can be punished by some select characters, but Jax can use that as an advantage in in his mix-up game, not going for the down one, wait for the players to poke, possibly throw or, counter with another 4-3-3. But Atrocity has kind of figured out his rhythm in this game so far, Charlie. And I like what I'm seeing. It's even Stevenson. Oh my God, slams his face with a KB, and I gotta tell you what, Panda Bear is gonna be popping off slightly about that, feeling good about himself. As in that last game, Jax was running a train, but you know what? Jax not going down without a fight, trying to heat up the arms. And as you know, Charlie, once Jax has got those arms heated up, he can become an absolute menace and adds to his mix-up game. But so far, Panda, we're looking to close this out. And ooh, beautiful, beautiful choice in the fatal blow. Charlie, I have to believe in that if you've got the fatal blow and you've got an opportunity to close out the game, use it, even if it's close. And that's exactly what he's done.
That was probably the best thing that he could have done in that round, Lebo. It was absolutely fantastic choice. And I mean, you mentioned it earlier on, RKO. That fatal blow was like an RKO out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere, it just appeared and boom, it ended the round. And again, he's utilizing that forward two, has Panda Bear trapped in the corner, gets the flawless block, and now we're starting to see the comfort levels that honestly just brings absolute fear into the minds of just about any opponent that Atrocity is facing if he finds this level of comfort.
You know what, Charlie? I love the adaptability play from from Atrocity. I know he's trying to go for the the air projectiles and hoping that Panda Bear will go for the Hellfire. But you know what? Atrocity doesn't seem phased, even though he's down in the life lead. I think Atrocity is kind of going to control this game. He's kind of figured out Panda Bear. And in the same breath, I think Panda Bear is actually also kind of figured out Jax. So we have a match that's actually pretty hard to call right now. I wish they'd actually gone, toe to toe, tongues to tongues, hammer to hammer, with their day one characters. They look comfortable, they look happy, they look great. They're dishing out the punishment. They're figuring out, where the opportunities for punish are. And it's kind of hard to call this. But as I speak right now, Panda Bear looking pretty comfortable with a 60% health lead against Jax. Charlie, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Which way do you think it's going to go?
I think that the access that Jax has to the tools that he has access to once his arms are heated makes Jax a danger to face. But unfortunately for Atrocity, Panda Bear just playing this game absolutely perfect. Not giving him half an opportunity to heat those arms, get access to those additional tools. And you know what, as we see, and as we've seen so many times tonight, the adaptability between these players is absolutely, it's a treat for anybody to see. Atrocity takes the round, Panda Bear just thinks about it a little bit, comes back into the next match, adapts, adjusts, evolves his gameplay, and suddenly has again established a 2-game lead, now leading by 4 games to 2. Atrocity is hopefully going to take the same amount of time that Panda took to think about whether he's going to go for the set round pick or not. I think Atrocity is probably going to not want to rush into the next pick because wherever he chooses now, he's locked into that particular character. So he's looking across the roster and thinking to himself, you know what, based on everything that Setreon is dishing out towards me, what is the best character? And I wouldn't be surprised if we actually saw a Raiden. Nope, we see a Sub-Zero. Careless Winners saying, you know what, hopefully Careless Winners watching this match as well, saying, well, I didn't realize this, but Atrocity has a Sub-Zero as well. And I've played against his Sub-Zero. It's not his strongest character, but he can be quite tricky. And I think for Panda Bear, he might just want to think about how he's going to approach this before just rushing in, because Sub-Zero obviously have access to a different range of tools than what Jax has access to. But there we're seeing that they're coming through. Beautiful flawless block there into a full combo. Only 208 damage for a combo that effectively cost a bar of defensive and offensive meter. But so far so good for Atrocity.
You know what, Charlie? That adds to the mix-up game as well. A forward block in the middle of that game, could shift the mind of Panda, but whether he wants to use that move again, he probably has to also watch, Atrocity's a bar for that. But Atrocity looking very, very, very comfortable with the Sub-Zero pick. It could just be a mix-up game. Careless Winner will probably be watching this very, very closely. But the Sub-Zero pick, tends, looks like it's kind of paying off. In the words of Garrus, my day one, fail, adapt, evolve. And Sub-Zero is someone, who's got access to so many tools in the overhead and the low. You saw in the LegendKiller, which, again, not an easy opponent to fight, but Kellis when I made it look like, a piece of cheese, take over 5 versus 1 in Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. And, Scorpion, not an easy player to body, but, Panda Bear putting in that crushing blow. But again, their life lead right now, pretty much even Stevens. And I got to tell you, Charlie, this Sub-Zero pick might have been the pick that you should have picked from day one.
Well, we'll wait and see. I mean, he obviously had a good first round there, but I mean, we were speaking about the, fail, adapt, evolve quote from Geddes, and I think having failed in that first round, Panda Bear has adapted, and it seems like Panda Bear's gameplay has evolved a bit because as much as he went down fairly comfortably in that first round, he took that second round fairly comfortably as well. So, again, as always in this entire set, very difficult to call.
It is indeed, but you know what? The one thing that Sub-Zero's got access to is great zoning tools, great stagger strings, and great mix-up tools. And Charlie, it looks like, we're at that point, where these two great titans are at, even Stevens for life. Panda Bear with a little bit of that easy stretch. He's set up the wins, which has given him a bit of advantage. And so far, he's making this look very, very easy. And I think, Charlie, this is it.
This is it indeed. Are we going to see a Mercy? I don't think we're going to see a Mercy coming through. No, we are seeing a friendship.
This is a friendship.
We are seeing a friendship.
And Panda Bear has actually failed, adapted, and evolved. He was down a game, left Shang Tsung, went to his day one, picked up Born Again, and played an absolute blinder of a match. I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen in Kombat, Afrika, top card tonight. And Charlie, I don't know what your thoughts are in all the matches that we've seen today, but Atrocity leaves, 5 games to 1, I believe, and that's gonna leave some sort of a, unsettling feeling for a player as good as Atrocity. As you mentioned, came from Stream into PS4. And Panda Bear, who we've seen his game evolve over and over again and pick a variation which is not very popular and a character which is, again, not very popular. Charlie, overall, what are your thoughts about the games we've seen tonight?
Well, I think just before we even get into the games, just again, guys, from myself and from Lebo, just a big thank you for making tonight happen. There were, at one stage, 55 Africans in chat enjoying the Kombat Afrika action. We made this happen very quickly. And you know what, it wouldn't have been possible without you guys coming and supporting this. So just a big thank you to you guys. And I think from our point of view, what we were able to bring to you as the audience were 4 absolutely fantastic matches. The first match, just help me Lebo, it was Siobi, rather, going up against Reservo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Reservo.
Reservo 12, if I'm not mistaken, taking that by 3 games to 1.
And then right after that, Charlie, we had Parasurama versus Russy 212, and that was a 3-0. And again, the doctor, once again, thank you so much, Parasurama, for what you've done for our group. Thank you so much for what you've done for Kombat Afrika. Thank you so much for what you've done for the FGC Africa group to try and grow us. We wish you well in your future endeavors. We hope we've honored you tonight. In your send-off from your administrative role as you step down, but still, a great competitor. And that was 3-0 when he used Shang Tsung all the way to body Russy 212. Our next best, Charlie, after that was the LegendKiller, versus Killer's win, and that was 5-1.
5-1, correct.
And just to wrap that off, we had Panda Bear versus Atrocity again. No easy feat, for Panda Bear. Atrocity coming here as a favorite. Panda Bear, no slouch to the game. It could have gone either way. Panda Bear starting off with Shang Tsung, but kind of dropped that game. Went to his day one, picked up his Cetrion in a variation and in a character that's very seldomly used. But Panda Bear is very well known for his Cetrion pick. And after that, we saw Atrocity do a number pick with Jackson. Wraps it up with Sub-Zero. Not a bad pick. And again, all the characters he picked actually were not a bad pick against Cetrion, but it seems that Panda was prepared for what was going to come to him and knows his character very. And it doesn't matter, the four sparks that Atrocity had brought in, and clearly had knowledge of Cetrion, but just couldn't edge over the win, Charlie. And Panda Bear coming with a very, very convincing win and an amazing performance that I hope that all our Africans enjoyed tonight.
I'm sure they have. And guys, just thank you once again for coming and tuning in. Don't forget, guys, FGC Africa, we've got so many streams happening tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. We have the Bloodsport tournament. On Thursday, don't forget to tune in to Charlie Wolf Gaming's Salt Series, the PS4 edition. We got some hype matches, including our main event between Z the Janitor and Shokan himself. So guys, please tune in for that. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Just a big thank you to everybody who joined us. Lebo, an absolutely big thank you to you for making this happen in such short notice, really. And I'm sure we're going to see each other side by side on the commentary table, bringing you some more FGC Africa and Charlie Wolf action in the very near future. So guys, with that being said, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you guys on the next stream. Thank you so much. Good night.
Absolutely. Thank you, Charlie. Good night, and thank you for letting me share the mic with you. Good night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. Cheers then.